Co-host, let's face it, taxes are confusing. We hate them. And if you buy into some of the tax service ads out there, you'll believe you'll never get a grasp on taxes, and you shouldn't even try, and so let us take care of you. Or they'll suck you into offers that won't help you win with money. And here's a good tax tip for you today. A tax refund is not a bonus. It's a refund. It's your money that you paid in too much to the government, and then drunk Uncle Steve, sometimes known as Uncle Sam, sends it back to you with no interest. So if you get a big tax refund, it's nothing to cheer about. It means you calculated your withholding wrong. That's all it means. You loaned them money interest-free all year, and then they sent it back to you. Santa Claus, I know him personally, does not live in D.C. Not there, baby. There's your tax tip, all right? So if you hadn't already filed and you're ready to work with a service you can trust, got complicated taxes, get a Ramsey Trusted Tax Pro on your side. They'll walk you through it if you got a complicated return. If you got a basic return, use the Ramsey Smart Tax software. It's really cheap, really easy to do. Boom. And we're not going to try to sell you a credit card like TurboTax.
You didn't disguise that very well, Dave.
I didn't. I thought I was coughing there, but yeah, they're owned by Intuit, and they sell you a credit card and try to get you a loan on your refund so that you're happy you got a refund. So now you got a loan with them instead of just doing your stinking taxes. All this crap around doing your taxes. Smart Tax, Ramsey Smart Tax, just does the taxes. It don't do nothing else. It's kind of boring. So RamseySolutions.com/tax. Check out our Ramsey Trusted Tax Pros and the Ramsey Smart Tax software. Depending on whether you got a complicated or a simple return, we can help you either way. And no hidden gotchas. We have no other agenda. We just want you to do this. And no more refunds. Jeez, people, come on. RamseySolutions.com/tax. Get her done. Chad's with us in San Antonio. Hey, Chad, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, man. What's up?
So I'm a fairly new listener, and recently I just took a traveling job, and we moved from Arizona, and we travel throughout the country. And
who's we?
Me and my wife.
Okay.
She works remote, so she's able to work anywhere that I go.
That sounds like an adventure. Cool.
It's great. So rather than staying in hotel rooms or Airbnbs or short-term rentals, we decided to we sold our home and purchased a travel trailer. So we have a note on that of approximately $70,000. And my question for you is, do we let the bank float that and continue to make payments? Or is paying something like that off a priority? We don't have any kids.
Do you have other debt?
35. No, actually, how
much money do you
maybe
have?
$3,000 or $4,000. I've got about $90,000 saved, but we're trying to have kids this year, so I
doesn't cost $90,000 to have a kid. Either sell the trailer or pay it off today.
Okay.
If you're not willing to pay it off, you need to sell it.
Okay.
You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why?
I want to know why.
This stupid thing's going down in value like a rock. What'd you pay for it?
$130.
And you bought it new?
Yes, sir.
You know what it's going to be worth in 5 years, don't you?
About what I owe on it, yeah.
No. In 5 years, it's worth $30.
Lower.
You lost $100,000 over 5 years. That's what this did. So if you're going to keep it, you got to pay it off.
Was it a smart option to do this other than to stay in Airbnbs? I just felt like that was throwing money out the window.
I don't think it would have cost you $100,000 because you're paying payments plus losing $100,000.
Right.
So no, it was not. It was not a smart move. But you're there now. I'm not. I mean, So here's the thing: you're getting ready to have kids. Sometimes you're probably going to sell it and settle down. The sooner you sell it and settle down, the less financial damage you've got. So Were I doing this over, if you really were bent on what you're doing, I probably would have bought the $30,000 used one and towed it around and let it turn into $15,000, and then that would have been much more palatable. You bought a freaking Bentley to took behind your truck. $130,000.
Our lifestyle, we've been camping and traveling and doing off-road sports, so it kind of made sense.
You're not even listening.
You
lost $100,000, Chad. That's what this. You overbought. You completely stepped in it, and it's all over your shoe. And shaking your shoe at me is not going to get it off.
No,
it's still there. Oh my gosh!
So these trailers, it's just like with a car. They're losing 60% of their value within the first.
Boats and trailers go down faster than cars.
Ooh.
And
it's painful.
And RVs are the worst. They're the worst of the worst. So whatever you put into a boat, a camper, or an RV, you need to be able to set that amount of money in the middle of the floor and set fire to it, and it'd be okay. Because that's basically what you're doing. Now, I have a couple boats, and the same situation.
Yeah.
But I can afford to set fire to that much money and it not affect my life. Chad can't afford to lose $100,000. So, Chad, if I were in your shoes, if you're going to keep it, and I don't think you're going to get rid of it based on talking to you for 2 minutes, you're probably going to keep it because you're really sold out on this whole idea. I would pay it off at a minimum. At least then you've admitted what you've done and you feel it. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. And you don't have the payments anymore. So now we take the payments and you start rebuilding your money so that you can buy a home and settle when you have kids. Because and the sooner you do that, the less this is going to go down in value. Because I'm talking 5 years out, that 130 is going to be worth 30.
Oh, that's painful.
And so I mean that's where we are. But if you sell it now, you probably could sell it for what you owe on it.
Yeah.
But you're probably going to run this plan for a little while longer. I doubt one phone call to Dave Ramsey is going to change all this. So that's the plan. But, yeah, that's what I would do if I were in your shoes. The good news is you have the money in the account, and you can pay it off.
Whew.
Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Annie's in Phoenix. Hey, Annie, what's up?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure, what's up?
I have a question. So my job that I work at, they give us stocks, and they've been giving us stocks for the last 5 years that I've been working there. I've never really done anything with it. So they just announced they're not going to give us stocks anymore, so I'm like, okay, I should do something with it. I'm wondering if I should just sell them and then pay off my car, and then just like from there snowball into my credit card debt. Or if I should just ignore it and leave it and let it grow, or I'm not sure how that works, to be honest, and sell my car to pay off my credit card debt.
I liked your first idea. If I had a bunch of company stock, I'd probably liquidate it in order to pay off debt, only because it's single stocks. You know, it's not your long-term play for investing. And I don't know what company you work for. I don't know how stable they are. But if something were to happen, you know, with the company, the value of the stocks could easily go down. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, sell it. And if you got enough to pay off your car and your credit cards, great. If not, pay off your smallest debt to your largest debt. And then take any money that's freed up and any money you can squeeze out of your budget and finish off the rest of the debts. You want to have a goal, Annie, of being debt-free as fast as you can, because your most powerful wealth-building tool is your income. And the faster you're not giving it to someone else for buying stupid stuff with money you don't have to impress people you don't really like, the faster you're going to become wealthy. And that's the process. So, yes, definitely liquidate that today. And it's a bonus money. You got a bonus at work. You got a bonus at work. What are you going to do with it? I'm going to use it to get out of debt. That's what I'm doing. Good question, Annie. Thank you for the call. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. Dave here. You can find all of our shows with the Ramsey Network app on your smartphone. It's the only place to listen to the entire back catalog of episodes. Download the Ramsey Network app in your favorite app store today. When you get ready to buy your first home, it's easy to feel intimidated. After all, a house could be one of the most expensive purchases you've ever made. And when you're up against a fast-paced market, you might feel pressured into making dumb decisions. Dumb housing decisions can get you into so much debt that you can't breathe. I've made plenty of dumb decisions with zeros on the end. I know. But if there's one thing I've learned when I started doing real estate right, it's that you absolutely need an experienced real estate agent you can trust. Choose an agent who's been doing this stuff at the top of their game every day for years, not some rookie who just got their real estate license. Buying a home is way too big of a deal. You need to demand excellence. That's exactly what we do with the agents who earn the right to be called Ramsey Trusted. To find a Ramsey Trusted agent near you, visit RamseySolutions.com/agent. That's RamseySolutions.com/agent.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. An evacuation of the American embassy in warring Sudan over the weekend. U.S. officials say American forces swept in and out of the capital, Khartoum, on Chinook helicopters. Secretary of State Blinken says it's hard to know exactly how many Americans are in Sudan, since they're not required to register.
We do know, of course, the number of Americans who have registered with us and with whom we're in very active communication. And of those, I would say some dozens have expressed an interest in leaving.
During the American embassy evacuation, no shots were fired and no major casualties reported. 2 explosions at a counterterrorism police facility in northwest Pakistan, killing at least 7 and wounding 45. The Pakistani Taliban has claimed similar attacks recently. Also at townhall.com, Americans continue to have access to the abortion pill mifepristone following the Supreme Court's Friday night announcement. Correspondent Mark Sherman reports the Fifth Circuit Court will be the next venue to take up the Texas case that questions FDA approval of that drug.
It has scheduled arguments for May 17th. There's no timetable for when it might issue a decision. And then it's entirely possible that the losing side in the Fifth Circuit will go to the Supreme Court. That wouldn't happen probably until late summer at the very earliest, and it could be months after that before the justices even decide whether to hear the case.
Correspondent Mark Sherman. 2 moves by cable network news stations. Tucker Carlson has left Fox News, and longtime CNN host Don Lemon is out at that cable news network. The Dow ahead 26 points, but the NASDAQ is down 39. More at townhall.com.
Sleep Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-626-5252. That's 800-626-5252. 800-626-5252.
Credit Suisse has revealed the scale of the bank run that triggered its state-backed rescue in March.
Reading these results does read like something of a post-mortem. So in the first 3 months of this year, almost $70 billion was withdrawn from the company. And the company said that this continued even after we saw the Swiss government orchestrate an emergency rescue or takeover plan of its wealth management division. That was a flagship part of the company. It dropped to about $563 billion US, about 500 billion francs. That's a drop of almost a third on the same time a year earlier.
The BBC's Katie Silver. Banks paying up for savers' deposits in a much bigger way than they have in a long time. A 24-month CD, a common savings product for medium-term savers, now carrying an average yield of 4.81%, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. That's up from 1.18% yield only a year ago. Breaking news at townhall.com. Police in Jasper, Texas, investigating whether two shootings early yesterday are connected.
Local officials say shortly after midnight, 9 teenagers were shot at an after-prom party. Deputies with the Jasper County Sheriff's Office arrived to find the 9 victims, but no injuries were expected to be life-threatening. There were some 250 people at the party. Authorities say there were no injuries at a second shooting that happened shortly after the first within the city limits of Jasper, Texas. Authorities are investigating whether the shootings are connected because they say there was a common vehicle at both incidents. I'm Jonna Water.
A bird strike sparking an engine fire on a plane shortly after takeoff from an Ohio airport. The airliner returned safely with no injuries. American Airlines Flight 1958 had just departed John Glenn Columbus International Airport. It had been headed to Phoenix. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm John Scott.
King Jewelers is not your typical jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love, custom-made jewelry to suit the most discriminating taste. Or you can redesign an old piece that's just sitting in a jewelry box. Create something completely new and unique. Grover has over 40 years experience as a certified jeweler. Visit KingJewelerJackson.com. King Jewelers at 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson. Follow King Jewelers Jackson on social media for special savings.
My name's Tommy Bland, and I just received the BioT hormone replacement therapy. For BioT, I was just not hitting on all cylinders. I didn't feel like myself. I was constantly fatigued, brain fog, lack of energy, searching for something natural, something that I could use to help benefit my body and help maybe take me back to where I once was. And while I was waiting in the waiting room, I saw a pop-up advertisement there, and I started reading over all the symptoms. And I went down the list. They all pertain to me. My experience with Miss Kim Nichols, my case manager for BioT, was great. She was very informative, put me at ease, went through everything step by step, knew exactly what to expect and what the outcome was going to be in the end. After BioT, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I can get off work, go home, catch my second wind, and I'm off to the races again. It doesn't matter if I'm working, selling cars, or if I'm on the boat fishing a tournament, I'm back to my old self again.
Give us a call at 731-318-5827 or visit our website at advancedrehabjackson.com for more.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hey y'all, this is Mary at Mulligan's. Come see us soon before the new wears off. Hard to believe, but we're coming upon an anniversary in our locally family-owned business at Union University Drive. We still have our daily lunch specials, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., which will remind you of Grandma's cooking. Or try our Irish dishes, fish and chips, Reuben's and shepherd's pie, or everyone's favorite, the Mully Burger. And how about brunch on Saturdays and Sundays? Yep, every weekend, serving Jackson for over 25 years. See you soon at Mulligan's.
News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Areas of fog this morning, otherwise abundant sunshine with highs in the mid-60s. Partly cloudy overnight, lows in the mid-40s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit newstalk965.com.
News Talk West Tennessee includes newstalk965.com and Newstalk 96.5 FM, covering local news, sports, and weather on an extensive network of platforms, including radio, social media streaming, digital TV, live stream, podcasts, all on your devices. Our local and live weekday lineup includes Daybreak with Greg Wood and G-Unit, Walker Talks with Chuck Walker and Julie Holt, The Dan Reeves Show with Gina Langley and Larry Newman, Dave Ramsey, Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week, UT Vols Sports, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Local, live, News Talk West Tennessee and newstalk965.com. Hear it first on News Talk 96.5 FM. We might be talking about you.
No one's better at that than Tucker Carlson. Man of 1,000 faces, but also somehow only one face. Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson. His father was a journalist and U.S. ambassador to the Seychelles, a popular vacation spot for people's money. His stepmom was an heiress to Swanson Frozen Foods, a heritage he still pays tribute to with his trademark frozen facial expressions. He has a brother, Buckley Swanson Peck Carlson. You don't really need to know anything about him, but how about those names, huh? No! Others might have tried to downplay their wealth, but downplaying was never Tucker's style.
Well, I'm extraordinarily loaded just from money I inherited. I've never needed to work.
He didn't need to work. We could be living in a world where Tucker Bronson McChad Carlson isn't on TV every night. But luckily for America, that didn't happen. Tucker took his talents to journalism, rising to prominence as the liberals' favorite conservative. Everyone liked him. He seemed normal and un-white supremacist-y. Tucker Swan Lake McNordstrom Carlson took that palatable conservatism to CNN and PBS, eventually becoming the perpetually bow-tied co-host of CNN's Crossfire. There he helped steer cable news away from meaningful discourse and more towards people shouting talking points at each other like a Housewives reunion. It was going great until one day when a Comedy Central extremist infiltrated the set and wreaked havoc.
You're partisan, what do you call it, hacks. Now, this is theater. I mean, it's obvious. How old are you?
35.
And you wear a bow tie.
Yeah, I do.
So,
after surviving that ugly attack, Tucker made the difficult decision to move on. Desperate times called for desperate Tuckers. So the butterfly emerged from yet another cocoon and flew to MSNBC, where he was both respected and likable. Someone you could definitely trust, like Matt Lauer. You know who was pals with him back then? Rachel Maddow. It's weird to see now, like Emperor Palpatine going to brunch with Baby Yoda. Carlson's low-rated MSNBC gig didn't last long, but his personal brand only grew stronger. He was not going to rest until the world knew all 36 of his names. Having flunked out of TV twice, Tucker Seamus McDuck Carlson began rebuilding his journalism career by working with one of radio's most respected broadcasters, Bubba the Love Sponge, where he was able to channel his inner shock jock.
I love women, but they're extremely primitive. If you're talking to a feminist and she's giving you, men really need to be more sensitive and this, actually, you just need to be quiet and kind of do what you're told. I'm not defending underage marriage at all. I just don't think it's the same thing exactly as pulling a child from a bus stop and sexually assaulting that child. The rapist in this case has made a lifelong commitment to live and take care of the person. So it is a little different. Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of, semi-literate primitive monkey candidates. I called them our retarded cousins. She just does seem a little f***y. Yeah. I mean, you said it. I'm just agreeing with you.
One thing couldn't be denied. Tucker Carlson said all that out loud, on purpose, knowing other people would hear him. Plenty of people would be proud to coast on calling women the C word, but not Tucker. In 2010, he remade himself yet again as the public intellectual behind the new website, The Daily Caller. Soon, he was ready for his most important role yet, Fox News superhero. Tucker Vanderpump McRib Carlson was home. And this time, he became something completely new, a man of the people.
Democrats have become the party of the elite professional class, eager to lecture you about open borders, global warming from their gated communities. The most privileged people in our society shouting down at Trump's voters. Yeah. Damn you, working class Americans. You must be quiet.
Tucker, you went to the elite schools of this country.
I did.
We should focus
and that's why I know it's a scam.
It was the performance of a lifetime, an aristocrat who spent his entire adult life working in media, acting as if he had just crawled out of the coal mines and sat in front of a TV camera. And Carlson wasn't afraid to use his new clout to uplift the most needy among us, people who hate immigrants.
Our leaders worship multiculturalism because all cultures are equal, except they're not all equal. Our civilization is superior, and we need to defend it. Latin American countries are forcing demographic change on this country at a rate that American voters consistently say they don't want. We have a moral obligation to admit the world's poor, they tell us, even if it makes our own country poorer and dirtier and more divided. Isn't it crowding your country the fastest way to despoil it, to pollute it?
Believe me, that's a good thing.
Well, do you think I care?
He gone.
What took so long? CNN is parting ways with star anchor Don Lemon. The network made the announcement just a moment ago, actually. And it says, quote, CNN and Don have parted ways. Don will forever be a part of the CNN family, I guess, but he can't work there. And we thank him for his contributions over the past 17 years. We wish him well and will be cheering him on in
Well, do you
his
think I
future
care?
endeavors. Don Lemon also speaking out, writing a statement. Here's part of that. I was informed this morning by my agent that I have been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. So clearly they see this differently. After 17 years
Well,
at CNN, I would have thought that someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly.
Well, by God, you'd heard of it now.
Okay. So, yeah.
That was the perfect ending
man.
of that segment there.
Don Lemon. The man they named the Lemon Law after. Hey, look, I hate to see anybody lose their job. Don't get me wrong, but I'm glad to see those two gone. It's we've got a country that's mentally ill because the propaganda has been going on for 40 years, and those two were a big part of it. Pardon me. Yeah, well, good Monday afternoon. My name's Dan Reeves, along with Larry Newman. Hello, Newman.
Hello, Reeves.
And we got a special guest going to be chatting with in just 1 second. But, Larry, before we do, let's run down the weather presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Dustin buys... .com. He buys houses, land, and trailers. And Larry, I know you got a HOA in your trailer park. If you ever want to sell it, if you need money, if you need cash fast, DustinBuys.com. I'm showing 62 in Midtown. How are you?
I'm good. 61 feels like 61.
No, you're not going. Sorry. Somebody,
you just
they
tired
say
of
it comes in threes. Gina Langley's coming in as well. Come on in, Gina.
Tonight.
Gina.
Tonight, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 40s, east winds around 5 miles per hour. The barometric pressure in Bemis, 30.19. Bemis.
What up, Bemis?
Tuesday,
Bemis
64, partly cloudy, or partly sunny, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Tuesday night, 48 and a 40% chance of rain.
It doesn't matter if it's partly sunny or partly cloudy. The net result is the same.
Partly.
It's the same. It is. We had such a warm winter and pre-spring. This is kind of a slap in the face, you know.
Deadgum groundhog.
It's like an open hand slap. I mean, it really is.
What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap,
That's what I just said. And so that's where that goes. Olivia is here. Olivia Abernathy. Hi, Olivia.
Hello. Hi.
How are you today?
I'm great.
Let's start out. Everybody's got a story. What is yours? Tell the folks what you do, who you are, what you do, and where you hope to be in 5 years.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey. My name, I'm Olivia Abernathy, and I am the Senior Director of the Office of Childhood Success at United Way of West Tennessee. So I oversee...
I love United Way of West Tennessee.
Yeah,
you guys do great work.
We're doing some great stuff. I oversee all of our education initiatives and things related to childhood. So from birth all the way up to graduation. And then I'm also on the Madison County Commission, elected in August. So still getting my bearings there, but thankful to be there.
And elected in August. And what part of the county do you represent?
I represent District 2, so I'm in Midtown, right here. We're in our district.
Okay,
right here.
so you know where Broadmoor is?
Yes.
That
is a little north of me.
What? Dadgummit, I got excited. By the way, we got some breaking news, too. It's being reported, DTRB just sent this over. Police confirm a man injured after a shooting at Burger Barn. Jackson Police Department. This just, as I understand it, just breaking. JPD says a man was injured after a shooting at a local fast food place. The department sent a news release. We just got that. And Channel 7 also is reporting about 3 o'clock is when this was released. So just a few minutes ago, officers were sent to the 100 block of Lexington Avenue around 12:45 for a call of shots fired. Once officers made it to the scene, they reported finding a man with non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Police say he was taken by EMS to a local hospital. JPD asks if anyone was in the area at the time of the shooting around, was reported at 12:45. Okay. JPD is asking if you have information, please call 731-425-8400. You can also reach out to Crime Stoppers at 731-424-8477. We'll have more on this story as the information continues to come in. Thank you, DTRB, for sending that over as well. Olivia Abernathy is here, and the subject is charter schools. And you authored a piece, an opinion piece, in the Jackson Post, which, by the way, I love the work they're doing, don't you? ACE's charter application doesn't pass the test. ACE is the place. It's not the helpful hardware man this time, though. It's what is ACE? Who is behind ACE? And what do you mean they didn't pass the test?
So ACE stands for American Classical Education. And so they are a group that has come into Tennessee and last year applied to 5 counties for a charter in 5 counties. And then they are applying in 5 more counties, or the same after an appeal process. So they're reapplying this year in 5 counties, Madison included. And so I wrote the piece because I have been looking very, very closely at the application. I do not want to make any claims about the group's, character or anybody that has been supportive of the group, but the application itself was very, very riddled with errors and things that I would consider even falsehoods. And so, those are highlighted in the article. The first being that they got our county name wrong, upwards of 11 times.
I read your article.
Yeah.
It was almost like one of those commercials where Want to Get Away, where the band says, "Hey, it's great to be in Jacksonville," and they're in Jackson, Tennessee, sort of a thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was pretty early on in the application. So to read, Montgomery County 10 times, Rutherford County 1 time, it doesn't bode well for the initial partnership between the school district and our community in this organization.
What really got my attention is this is being politicized.
Yeah.
And here we go again, forcing people to make a decision based on their favorite team.
That's right. And that's exactly right, because to me, this is not a partisan issue. This should not be a partisan issue. And if we only stick to our ideals and what we consider to be our partisan box, then we're going to miss the real question, which is this going to be a quality school that can educate the children of Madison County? And so that's why I wrote the piece, is that I'm not coming from a perspective of being anti all charters or pro all charters. I'm wanting to show that this application had some errors that speak, I believe, to the quality that they might be able to provide after.
Olivia Abernathy is our guest. You're not only a county commissioner, you're also a parent, correct?
That's right, yes.
And your kiddos they still got quite a bit of school to go at
yes.
K through 12 type school. So this is something you've looked at for a couple of different reasons. One, representing the people of Madison County, and also, well, you want the best for your kiddos as well. We've got so much going for us right now in Jackson and Madison County, Blue Oval City, Dixie. Well, you've got who's the chicken guys in Humboldt?
Tyson.
Mm-hmm. Jeez. Larry, I'm throwing you a softball.
The new 6K battery plant that's going to...
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It almost feels like now there's some people doing their best to throw a monkey wrench in here. I don't quite understand the timing of this.
Right. That's been my question from the beginning, because when I looked at the application, it looked rushed. Why are you trying to rush something? The curriculum that they stated is going to be used at the school has not yet been aligned to Tennessee state standards. That's something that they're working on. But, in my mind, why not wait till after it's been done? If you're wanting to put your best foot forward, I don't understand why the rush on the front end. Olivia
Abernathy is our guest. So, now, I've talked with people that believe there's a movement. Yeah, you don't have to get into this if you don't want to, but there is an all-out, where they can be very patient. They're coming after the biggest pot of gold out there. That's the public school funds. That's the biggest burden for taxpayers. And I say burden, I shouldn't say burden. Responsibility, I should say. I don't have kids, and I've been paying taxes for public education my entire life, and I know the value of it, and also know the role the public schools are on here in Jackson, Madison County. And there's a local movement to kind of throw a monkey wrench in there and going after Dr. King for whatever reason. And I assume it's politics. I don't know. Do you care to comment on any of this?
Yeah, I think you're seeing there's a narrative at play. That there is a movement towards the privatization of public school. There's been a huge shift in Arkansas with their new governor. There's a huge education bill that just happened there. There's, Governor Lee was really supportive of the charter movement. And I don't want to speak to anyone's motives on this particular organization, but I do know that there is a sweeping movement nationally to privatize public education.
What do they mean, Olivia? Because I keep hearing this classical education. And I've asked, what is classical education? And the only thing I've retained that I've been told is like Latin and they, I'm like, huh? Okay, how's that going to benefit? I'm sure there must be some way, but what do they mean by that? What would be the difference in a charter versus public school?
So I think the classical model is, something I've heard good things about. I have friends that attend the Augustine School, which uses the classical model. It's going back to, antique ways of learning. You're looking at Latin. You're looking at the Socratic method, kind of letting the children come to answers themselves, I think, having discussions about those types of things. It's not necessarily what I'm, I didn't even really look that much into the classical model because I didn't get past how many errors there were or holes there were. I think that the proponents of this school would say that is something that Jackson Madison County needs, is that classical model, this small school with a classical model. And I don't know if I would believe that or agree with that. I do think that citizens of Madison County have that option. There's already 2 private schools that offer a classical model of education. And so that is an option that parents have right now available to them.
And you write in your article that people who solidly are behind the pro-charter type talk about the need for increased choices for students who may not be excelling in a traditional public classroom. And you write that too is a valid point of view. We should strive to give students diverse choices in learning, especially our most vulnerable students who have no other options. And, you know, I've been amazed. This is the first year I've been back with the Jackson-Madison County Public Schools in 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I do the play-by-play, me and the G unit, and that gets me back inside the schools. And I have met so many wonderful faculty members, front office, central office, students. They have blown me away. How much things have changed since I was last in the Jackson-Madison County Public Schools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really have. And, you know, my daughters attend a Jackson-Madison County Public School, and it's their zoned school. And they have had the opportunity to participate in competitive robotics club, in a coding club. They have been able to go on a field trip. Like there's so much movement in the school system right now. We also have a lot of options available to us, more so than when I moved to Jackson. So there's several magnet programs. We have the Jackson, the STEAM Academy, JASA, where you can participate virtually. We've got Northeast Academic Academy. We've got Early College High. We've got Madison Academic. We've got so many different options available to us in the school system. And so I understand the argument about needing diverse choices, and I'm not opposed to that at all. But the argument that this is the only way to get that, I don't believe that.
Olivia Abernathy is here. What kind of pushback or any have you received since writing that piece?
I think people that are very attached to the ACE school in general. I mean, they've done a lot of work. I can understand, you know, being really wanting to see something happen and then kind of getting told that this is not quality. I can understand being a little defensive of that. But I think it's hard to argue with just what is in the application. And I think that what is in the application shows for itself.
Olivia Abernathy, our guest, that seems to be the tactics, and that is to get people upset, over emotional. And when people get over emotional, they tend to make their worst decisions. It seems that way to me. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, I think people prefer to argue in ideals and, you know, these ideologies of conservative and liberal and which camp are you in. And people much prefer to argue those things because that's where they find their tribe, you know, and that's where they find their own political identity. It's a lot harder to argue facts. And I think that's what people are resonating with from the piece that I wrote was just the facts of what's in the application. I was not going to write it. I was not going to write it, but then I had brought some concerns forward, specifically about the nonprofits that were incorrectly named, and the applicant said that they had already engaged with those nonprofits. And I brought the concern forward that they had not engaged with those nonprofits. And so then on Thursday, I contacted those directors and asked if in the meantime, since I brought those concerns forward, if they had been contacted again, and they said no. And so to me, it was like, well, you haven't corrected that wrong. Even though I brought this wrong to you, you have not corrected that. And so that was really problematic to me.
How did they respond to you following up on that? And I think these days it may have shocked them that you took the time to follow up, not just bringing it up to them in the beginning and asking. They give you an answer saying, yeah, we have contacted them. Then you follow up and then you respond with, hey, wait a minute. Actually, no, you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
What was the response?
I didn't get one. So, I mean, because I brought the concern. Our committee met with a representative from the organization, and that was a concern that I brought up at that meeting. And so when I contacted the nonprofit directors again last week, and they had still not been contacted. that's when I decided to write the piece.
Olivia Abernathy, our guest. We're talking about charter schools and a piece that Olivia authored in the Jackson Post about charter schools. And now you bring up all the multiple times, double digits that instead of saying Madison County, they said Montgomery County or Rutherford County. Now, this is more than just a spelling error. This is a copy-paste type thing, and they failed to copy and paste Jackson-Madison County. If this, to me, if this was a sincere effort to make things better and more options for the kiddos of Jackson-Madison County or any county across America, each region of the country is very different.
Yes.
Each city, each school system, very different. This is a copy and paste.
Yeah.
Does that concern you?
It does. That's exactly what concerns me. And I've, I called some colleagues across the state through this process that are in counties with a lot of charter schools. So Memphis, Chattanooga, Nashville. And I asked them what to look for when you're looking for whether a charter school is going to be quality, is going to succeed. And every person mentioned local knowledge, local leadership, being on the ground and understanding the needs of the community. And so when you are applying in 5 different counties at the same time and you can't even get our name right, that does not give me confidence that you know the real needs of this community, which are different from Montgomery County. We have different needs. We have a different school system. We have a different demographic. And so we cannot just copy and paste a school and expect it to work because we have completely different school systems.
This is an extraordinary claim by charter schools. With an extraordinary claim, we deserve extraordinary evidence. And you write that not only does this signal a sloppy review, but it's also a major concern about the integrity of the applicant's community engagement efforts. Again, if this were a resume, I would have tossed it. I couldn't agree with you more.
Mm-hmm. We and that's what I bring up of wanting to argue in ideologies. We're so, committed to our ideology that we are less concerned with quality or character or content, instead of just saying, well, I'm pro-charter, I'm anti-charter. Well, what's the substance of this charter?
I'm afraid that is, it's only, well, as they say, a mile wide and an inch deep. Once you go inside the numbers, you find things like, you stumble across this stuff. And at the end of the article, this very well done, you write, and the Jackson-Madison County school system does not have the margin for error when it comes to a bad charter. What do you mean by that?
So I referenced at the beginning of the article that I found myself in a hiring position a couple months ago where I really didn't have time to be sorting through resumes, but I also really didn't have time to make a bad hire and have to deal with a bad hire. And so I sorted through resumes, and if there were any errors, I just immediately threw them out, because if I can't trust you with the resume, I don't know if I can trust you with the bigger thing. So I use that analogy to say, Jackson-Madison County, we're moving forward. We're making so much progress. Right. There's so much momentum. And if a charter school is going to contribute to that, then that's great. And I think that there are a handful of charters who do that to the districts that they're in. But we do not have time to deal with the repercussions of letting in a charter school that's not going to succeed or help out the movement that we're making. Charter schools can take resources away from traditional public classrooms. They don't always, but they can. And they also can shut down. And there's a number of charter schools that have had to shut down in Tennessee just in the last few years. And so the impact of that on a community is huge. To open something up, to cause all of this community engagement and all these people moving around and shuffling schools, and then to close down would be a huge detriment to the movement that we're making.
Olivia Abernathy, our guest, she authored an opinion piece in the Jackson Post. What was the title of the opinion piece? I'll get it if you can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question, isn't it?
I'll get it in just a second. And Olivia also is a county commissioner here in Madison County, and the district is what?
District 2.
District 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's Midtown area.
That's right.
This from the Advanced Rehab and Medical text line. You can text the program 731-800-8398, 731-800-8398, advancedrehabjackson.com, where Dr. Shannon Bell is ranked in the top 10 in the world when it comes to chiropractors. This says, just tuned in. This sounds interesting. Please reintroduce so I can grab where to read her piece. That's in the Jackson Post.
Jackson Post.
What is it? The Jackson Post news or .net? I'll find that.
.news.
.news. Jackson Post. The Jackson Post .news. And this from the text line says, these charters are the carpetbaggers of this century. I'm a 30-year teacher, and people need to be aware of the games they're playing. Thanks for that info that you guys are sharing. So that comes from a teacher. I watching this play out across the country just a few years ago. You may recall in Wisconsin, while the legislature in Wisconsin. Now, why am I talking about Wisconsin? Well, because this is playing its way out across the country. They were very concerned about the greedy climatologist and the old boys. They just want to make sure that you had a full tank of freedom. Then they got on the teachers, greedy teachers, making all that money, they said. Do you remember that? Oh, geez. And then Dr. King was just attacked for rewarding employees for doing a great job. Because teachers don't get into the business to get rich. They just don't. They've got a passion for it. And one of the few, this only happened twice that I can recall. Jackson-Madison County Schools, it's like a CEO of a huge business. That's what Dr. King is. Everyone I've talked with, away from Dr. King, they say the same things about Dr. King. They're loyal to the man. They're on the same page. You know, you got Dr. Catlett, you got, if I start naming, I'm going to forget, I'll leave somebody out, so I'll leave it right there. These are things that make people excited about coming to work.
Yeah.
And they went from, I think, maybe 13 million or less to like 26 million in reserve. So it can't be about fiscal responsibility because they've improved. They've stacked the reserve up. So it really can't. They're coming after him saying fiscal responsibility, but when you look at it, well, it can't really be that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there are stories of, like you said, education is a huge business. It's a big business. So there are instances where school districts, central offices will be bloated, right? So you have, a lot of high paid people in the district office and not all the money goes to the classroom. I understand that being a concern to watch out for and to pay attention to. Absolutely. But you also have to look at the fact that he is one of the top employers in this area, in the number of employees that he has. And what is the cost of having to hire, train, and deal with retention issues? I'm willing to bet it's much higher than what he spent on those things that I see as a retention strategy, trying to increase retention among teachers and leaders. And whether you agree with the method of that or not, you have to acknowledge that that's a retention strategy.
Yeah, and I don't recall him going after the county commission for more money.
Right.
I don't see. Well, I mean, it's so obvious to me that this again is a political move by some people. That again, I think they go along to get along. They've been told to do this. And to me, it's kind of dangerous because that same model that's been implemented nationwide has split us right down the middle.
Yeah.
And I feel like, to a degree, now that same model, there's an effort to implement that on local levels across the country. Yeah. Do you feel
just
like
the hyper-partisan?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I mean, and that's, it's why I ran as an independent. I have really strong personal convictions about that. I think it's tearing us apart. It's causing us to dehumanize people that we think disagree with us. It's causing us to completely lose sight of facts and content rather than ideologies. And it also keeps us from being able to evolve and change as humans. Like if we have to, if we're in this party box and that party box moves, we're not allowed to move. But we need to be free to change our minds and grow and evolve as humans.
Well said, Olivia. Olivia Abernathy, I know you've got to go. You've got kiddos to pick up. Thank you for coming in. And
thanks for having me.
Thank you for writing that piece and taking such an interest in Jackson-Madison County public schools. And I know when you see something in the public schools that should be called out, you do that as well.
Yeah,
so thank you for being so nonpartisan and just looking at what's best, the greater good, as they say.
For our kids. That's right. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. Thank you for coming in very much.
Thanks for having me.
It is 3:46. I was just a minute off of getting you out here on time. Thank you, Olivia. We'll be right back from the Gene Langley Ford studio in Jackson, Tennessee. Gene Langley Ford now offering complimentary concierge service for their service department. It's just another local business doing it better at Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. If you live within a 15-mile radius of Gene Langley Ford, they'll come and pick your vehicle up, take it in, service that vehicle, could be an oil change, and then deliver it right back to your home or office. Complimentary concierge service from Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt, 3500 East End Drive. And you can shop online 24/7 at GeneLangleyFord.com. You can set your service visits. You can pick your vehicle, even secure financing at GeneLangleyFord.com. Also, the CWA phone lines will open those up when we return. CWA phone lines, CWA, specializing in commercial and residential restoration and renovation. They've been doing it. They've got 80-some years experience, Larry.
They sure do.
I think they're going to make a career out of this, don't you?
I hope.
And they just did some work. We'll have Gina tell you what they did for Gina and John when her one morning having coffee. It was not just cream in her coffee, but part of the ceiling.
Right.
And it was bearing down on Easter Sunday, and they made sure that she got the family in there, and they didn't have to wear hard hats at the dinner table on Easter Sunday. CWA Developments. Commercial and residential maintenance, restoration, and renovation. Fire and water damage restoration. Plumbing. Wood repairs like your privacy fence. Deck repairs. Open Monday through Saturday from 8 to 9. That's 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. They're not open just 1 hour. Come on now. Sundays for emergencies, 731-503-9598. CWA Developments. The phone number to get in is 731-265-6496. 731-265-6496. To get up in here. Get up in here. Tucker Carlson fired.
He gone.
By Fox News. Lordy.
He gone.
Don Lemon fired by CNN. Lordy.
He gone.
We'll get into this when we return here on the program. At 3:49, it's 62 degrees in Midtown to J-Town.
The JCM Cougars play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk West Tennessee, newstalkwtn.com.
My name's Tommy Bland, and I just received the BioT hormone replacement therapy. For BioT, I was just not hitting on all cylinders. I didn't feel like myself. I was constantly fatigued, brain fog, lack of energy, searching for something natural, something that I could use to help benefit my body and help maybe take me back to where I once was. And while I was waiting in the waiting room, I saw a pop-up advertisement there, and I started reading over all the symptoms. And I went down the list. They all pertain to me. My experience with Miss Kim Mitchell, my case manager for BioT, was great.
Hey everybody, this is Chandler Lewis with Gene Langley Ford. Today, I'm going to talk about the 23 Bronco Sport Badlands. The The heart of this beast is a 2.0 EcoBoost, producing 250 horsepower and 277 foot-pounds of torque. And it does power a 4x4 system, which means you can get over any terrain possible. To go over any obstacle you have a 17-inch gray aluminum wheel wrapped in a all-terrain Pirelli tire. Now to the back, you're looking at 65 cubic feet of space, which means you can fit 3 golden retrievers back here, groceries, or even if you're a college student, moving boxes. But no matter what, you can celebrate by opening a bottle. Now moving on to the interior, you have an ebony roast with heated front seats. You do have a 8-inch display backed with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now one of my favorite parts is the GOAT modes. So as I was talking about earlier, you have 7 different drive modes. The GOAT modes is what gets you to that different terrain. So if you guys liked anything I spoke about, the horsepower, cargo space, or even the interior, come see me today at Gene Langley Ford. Again, Chandler Lewis.
Every pest control company has access to the same products. The southeastern difference is the way we go to market. We don't believe that you should have to take out a bank loan to protect your home. You have more value to us as a lifelong customer, not as a one-and-done sale from a slick salesman. We can still be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Termite and pest control, fungus and moisture barriers, attic installation, or just about anything else. Our services are guaranteed. 731-660-1052.
Hey everybody, this is Chandler Lewis with Gene Langley Ford. Today I'm going to talk about the 23 Bronco Sport Badland. The heart of this beast is a 2.0 EcoBoost, producing 250 horsepower and 277 foot-pounds of torque. And it does power a 4x4 system, which means you can get over any terrain possible. To go over any obstacle you have a 17-inch gray aluminum wheel wrapped in a all-terrain Pirelli tire. Now to the back, you're looking at 65 cubic feet of space, which means you can fit 3 golden retrievers back here, groceries, or even if you're a college student, moving boxes. But no matter what, you can celebrate by opening a bottle. Now moving on to the interior, you have an ebony roast with heated front seats. You do have a 8-inch display backed with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now one of my favorite parts is the GOAT modes. So as I was talking about earlier, you have 7 different drive modes. The GOAT modes is what gets you to that different terrain. So if you guys liked anything I spoke about, the horsepower, cargo space, or even the interior, come see me today at Gene Langley Ford. Again, Chandler Lewis.
Every pest control company has access to the same products.
Carico's Pizza, home of the $8 lunch special. 2 slices and a drink for just $8. Buy the slice or the 28-inch monster. Perfect for the ball game. Carico's Pizza, 1370 Union University Drive. For catering, call 731-240-1033. For the full menu, visit caricospizza.com.
The Southside Hawks play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com.
You don't really want any more from me to make things right. You need someone to hold you tight, and you think love is to pray. But I'm sorry, I don't pray that way.
From Tucker Carlson departing Fox News immediately, sending Fox shares plunging, as we've already seen in the show, down $600 million in terms of market cap. We've also seen CNN star anchor Don Lemon leaving after being under intense scrutiny following remarks all the way back in February about women and aging. Let's break all of this down with Bloomberg's Felix Gillette. Extraordinary. Let's start with Tucker Carlson. How much is this linked to settlements with voting systems and the like?
I think it's definitely fallout from the Dominion settlement. Rupert Murdoch in the past has shown that during times of controversy, he's totally willing to get rid of talent. And if you think back to the phone hacking scandal, closing News of the World, getting rid of writers, reporters left and right, I think Murdoch has always felt confident that he can replace the talent, even if it's someone like Tucker Carlson, who's currently the top-rated primetime host for Fox News. You think back of when Fox News got rid of Glenn Beck, Greta Van Susteren, Megyn Kelly. There always this question, how are they going to recover? And yet whoever they plug into those time slots always seem to do quite well.
Felix, our colleagues at Bloomberg Intelligence have a react out. They're pointing out Fox News $2.2 billion of EBITDA or 70% of profits. You can see why there's that market reaction.
Well, do you think I care?
CNN, Don Lemon, what do we know?
Don Lemon has been, going from one controversy to the next for the last couple months. They brought him back after he made these comments about Nikki Haley that upset people. The problem with Don Lemon is not only is he generating negative headlines for CNN, but also the ratings have been lousy. So combine those two things. Chris Licht, who's overseeing CNN now for Warner Brothers Discovery, has been under a lot of pressure. Ratings have been way down ever since Donald Trump left office for CNN. And so the fact that they would make this switch, it almost seems surprising to me that they haven't done this previously.
I said he was born trash. I didn't trash him.
Yeah, we did. We got Larry talking with Rupert Murdoch earlier today, and he asked him why he trashed Tucker Carlson. Here's what Rupert had to say.
I said he was born trash. I didn't trash him.
It's a great job, Larry.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we talked with CNN about Don Lemon, and Larry asked him, why did you trash Don Lemon?
I said he was born trash. I didn't trash him.
Okay. Now you know. Via radio. My name's Dan Reeves, along with Larry Newman. Gina Langley's in the house, and ain't no doubt. Hi, Gina.
Hey, Danny.
How are you today?
I am well. A little tired. We hosted my son's 18th birthday party at the Humboldt Country Club last night.
Yeah, I was there. What a great party that was.
Oh, my gosh. Line dancing, best DJ in the whole wide world.
Who was the DJ?
And I knew you were going to say that. It's in my phone. On the break, I'll go get it, because shout out to him. He had 17 and 18-year-old boys line dancing.
The only other person I've known to do that is Larry.
I can see that.
Newman.
I get that vibe.
There you got to get him on.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say with that.
He said,
well,
I have anything
it's
to
a talk show. That's the problem. That was a great birthday party because we have a lot of adults that we kept to ourselves, and then the teenagers, they kept to themselves.
And even my little granddaughters were out there dancing, and it was just adorable. We had so much fun.
That was
Larry,
fun.
I'm exhausted today.
At the Humboldt Country Club, and as I understand it, I think John told me he thought there was over 400 members now. Is that about right?
I don't know. I know at one point last year they were at capacity. You couldn't get a membership. So the back nine, they put in the back nine a few years ago, and apparently it's phenomenal golfing. It really is. I'm not a big golfer.
That's grown big time.
It has. And of course, it's just a golf cart ride away from our house. So that makes it a convenient place to have a party.
Well, you know, Sammy and Linda Sampson, they live right there in the first hole.
Right.
I was having a house built a few years ago, and I'd sit out there in the mornings, and Flipper Bergs.
Yeah.
I sat out there having some coffee, and somebody was singing, "Oh, Danny Boy," and I was just Flipper Bergs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little spot. It really is.
Man, it is. That is a beautiful golf course, and it's a neat country club. Are you a member of the country club?
No,
I didn't think so. You drank your whiskey from a Dixie cup,
right?
Is that it, or your wine? You drink your wine out of a box?
No,
you don't.
No.
How do you drink it?
I don't.
Well, there you
go.
Do
you slam it through a beer helmet?
Beer bong it.
Beer bong. Well, yeah. I think Fox News still has like 5 more lawsuits that they've got to answer to, and scratching that check out for, nearly $1 billion. Apparently, was it for Tuck, and they had those text messages. I wonder if they blame him for the text messages, because Laura Ingraham and Sean Hannity, all 3 were texting one another saying Trump's an idiot, he's lying, that the election was not stolen, and they go right on the air and say the opposite. So
great Americans, Dan. Great Americans for doing that.
That's what we are today.
It's sad.
And
CNN's no better. On the other side of the spectrum.
None of them are. It's the rule of thumb is that Fox News is for conservatives, MSNBC for liberals, and CNN is for airports.
That's true.
Pretty much. Yep. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. If you look at it, what's happened, what they're doing to the First Amendment, and folks, none of this is by chance. That's the scary thing.
Right.
Olivia Abernathy, who was just in here, you're going over that charter school application and finding all those errors. I mean, okay, so that's almost like reading their text messages when they're off the air, because that lets you know that this is a copy and paste type operation.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the real deal? It's amazing to me that just a moment, Jackson-Manus County Schools, the mayor's office, the Chamber of Commerce, all on the same page, and on a roll like I've never seen it.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, and here they come, and then you get a right-wing group to attack the superintendent over finances when he's piling up money. Obviously, if you look at the way he's managed the budget, he's fiscally responsible, and God forbid he do things for employees because there's a pay scale, so you have to do a little extra things, because the retention rate since Dr. King in court have taken over is improved tremendously.
That means so much to the children too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and when I look at Lonnie Starks coming back here, with Preston Barbie sitting next to him, when I see Kendall Dancy come here, these are coaches, and some of the best I've ever known, not only X's and O's, but with young men and women.
Right.
I mean, it's just like, man, this is awesome. I mean, there's a reason why Ricky Catlett came back here. Dr. King is like a magnet drawing in these exceptional educators and front office people.
Well, now I was listening to your show a moment ago. Now is our time to shine with Blue Oval City and all the economic development that's coming. The city needs to have a phenomenal, and we do, school system so people will come here and move their families here and become residents.
And
because they can go to Collierville or Germantown.
Yeah, somebody's going to be a big winner and somebody's going to be a big loser.
Exactly.
So let's start fighting amongst ourselves over things that are not real.
Yeah.
Because that's the way that we do it in America today. So let's take that model, let's implement it on a local level. Let's see if we can destroy our community. Let's see if we can split it right down the middle based off stinking politics. I tell you, we got to stop this, folks. We can't let this happen on the local level. We've got to be, I mean, we're not New York City. I mean, we've got 86,000 in Jackson. Metro.
Oh, be careful with that.
Metro. That just started. And so we're a good-sized, mid-sized city, and there's been a lot of work on the infrastructure, and there's a lot of excitement in the air right now, and there are people that are so selfish that I don't think they care. They're just doing what they're told because they think they're a part of a team, and you're about as. I've got a better chance of getting a Super Bowl ring for the Pittsburgh Steelers than you do from actually being a part of what you think you are.
Right.
You're being used and abused by people way up there.
Well, and you and I have talked many times that, I mean, our vote in how to deal with Washington, D.C. and even Nashville, we vote and we talk to our representatives and we make sure our voices are heard. Here locally, we can actually make a difference.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, we can have a thriving, wonderful community to live in and all the economic development that we're going to enjoy, but we're going to have to responsibly debate each other and stop it with the mudslinging.
Yeah, and, and talking with some people off the air about, it's all I hear is tranny. All I hear is drag queen brunches, and that's got to stop. Right in our face with it. I'm like, who are you hearing this from?
Right.
It's from the right wing.
Yeah.
It's good luck. You've got a better chance of seeing a snowy owl than a drag queen brunch.
Exactly.
So that's like making a law to outlaw snowy owls.
And why are they hyper fixated on that? What are they doing behind our backs while we're arguing about drag queen brunches? What laws are they passing that we're not aware of? Because we can't rely on the press, it seems like we used to be able to.
Think about this. As they continue to create these paper dragons and slay them right in front of us, and it upsets people. And I get it.
It does.
It upsets people, and at the same time, they're making sure that we have more guns than ever. Now, who would think that's a great idea, to intentionally mislead people, intentionally upsetting people, and making sure those people that you've made, a lot of people have a case of the red ass. Make sure they've got, AK-47s. Make sure they've got what's called a sport rifle. Make sure that now that you can carry at 18 years old, make sure that people can have guns with zero training and continue to throw fuel on the fire of making people just as mad and upset as you possibly can. That's irresponsible. And this is not going to work. It's not going to work long term for sure. And I'm not convinced it's going to work short term.
It's demonstrative of our leaders don't care about what we want. They are not listening to their constituents. They are going up there, dividing and conquering so that Americans are hating Americans. And it's terrible for America.
And the left wing and the right wing are responsible for this. And it's a real shame. It's a real shame. This is a real nice country we had here, folks. And if we don't do something about it, and I think that's one of the problems is that we don't believe it can happen to us. We just don't believe it can happen to us. Well, did you really believe that there were going to be people knocking the windows out of Congress and trying to beat the doors down?
No.
While they were in session to certify the election. I mean, did you think that a woman had to be shot to death during
the insurrection?
while they're certifying the election.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
who would have thought that?
What about the peaceful
In
transfer
America.
of power and how former President Trump decided not to participate in something that we have as Americans always been the shining light of democracy for?
It's because, again, people root for political parties like it's their favorite football team.
We got to root for America.
And I rarely hear someone identify as American. It's generally, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat. Rarely does someone say, I'm an American. I say, when people ask me, and I say, I'm an American, they're like, what's your problem? It blows my mind. We'll be right back. It's 11 minutes past 4. It's 62 degrees in Midtown and J-Town. Dan Reeves. What's your, Larry Newman. Hello, Newman.
Hello, Reeves. I love it here in Montgomery County.
That's right.
Rutherford
it's
County.
great to be here in Jacksonville.
Madison County.
Jackson. It is 62 degrees from the Gene Langley Ford Studio in Jackson, Tennessee. I got that right. Right?
He gone.
We'll be right back.
Tainted love.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Chaos has engulfed Sudan as two rival generals fight for control. Amnesty International's Abdullah Hassan says the UK, the U.S., and other foreign countries have evacuated their embassy staff over the weekend.
We also received reports of, attacks on foreigners, including diplomatic personnel.
Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. And right now, our price is your price. Our price is your price. Our price is your price. And remember, March is Ford Truck Month. What's better than 20% over invoice, or 15% over invoice, or 10% over invoice? How about 0% over invoice? It's happening now at Gene Langley Ford. Our price is your price. That's right. Our price is your price.
If you're in business, you know just how important each call is. You don't have time for phone or internet downtime. Your business needs a reliable communications partner 24/7. You need Lifeline Voice and Data. Lifeline Voice and Data provides telephone service to emergency service facilities all over West Tennessee and beyond. For your business, we don't just provide a phone line. We provide a lifeline. Lifeline Voice and Data.
9 a.m. weekdays on The Dan Reeves Show. The Range presents Rapid Fire. Answer the question. One sentence only. Brought to you by The Range.
Go to therange.com.
Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley at Gene Langley Ford. When it's time to buy a new vehicle, it's important to deal with someone you can trust. At Gene Langley Ford, we're truly a small-town family business and have been for over 40 years. With low overhead, we give you as much or more than anyone else for your trade. Great deals on F-150s, Explorers, Escapes, plus Broncos, Rangers, and the new Mustang Mach-E. With easy financing, no one is turned away. A free lifetime warranty and an award-winning service department. You really should try Gene Langley Ford before you buy. The dealership service built. Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley at Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. And right now, our price is your price. Our price is your price. Our price is your price. And remember, March is Ford Truck Month. What's better than 20% over invoice, or 15% over invoice, or 10% over invoice? How about 0% over invoice? It's happening now at Gene Langley Ford. Our price is your price. That's right. Our price is your price.
If you're in business, you know just how important each call is. You don't have time for phone or internet downtime. Your business needs a reliable communications partner 24/7. You need Lifeline Voice and Data. Lifeline Voice and Data provides telephone service to emergency service facilities all over West Tennessee and beyond. For your business, we don't just provide a phone line. We provide a lifeline. Lifeline Voice and Data.
9 a.m. weekdays on The Dan Reeves Show. The Range presents Rapid Fire. Answer the question. One sentence only. Brought to you by
Go to therange.com.
Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley at Jean Langley Ford. When it's time to buy a new vehicle, it's important to deal with someone you can trust. At Jean Langley Ford, we're truly a small-town family business and have been for over 40 years. With low overhead, we give you as much or more than anyone else for your trade. Great deals on F-150s, Explorers, Escapes, plus Broncos, Rangers, and the new Mustang Mach-E. With easy financing, no one is turned away. A free lifetime warranty and an award-winning service department. You really should try Jean Langley Ford before you buy. The dealership service built.
Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley at Jean Langley Ford in Humboldt. And right now, our price is your price. Our price is your price. Our price is your price. And remember, March is Ford Truck Month. What's better than 20% over invoice or 15% over invoice or 10% over invoice? How about 0% over invoice? It's happening now at Jean Langley Ford. Our price is your price. That's right. Our price is your price.
If you're in business, you know just how important each call is. You don't have time for phone or internet downtime. Your business needs a reliable communications partner 24/7. You need Lifeline Voice and Data. Lifeline Voice and Data provides telephone service to emergency service facilities all over West Tennessee and beyond. For your business, we don't just provide a phone line. We provide a lifeline. Lifeline Voice and Data.
9 a.m. weekdays on The Dan Reeves Show. The Range presents Rapid Fire. Answer the question. One sentence only. Brought to you by The Range.
Go to therange.com.
Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley at Jean Langley Ford. When it's time to buy a new vehicle, it's important to deal with someone you can trust. At Jean Langley Ford, we're truly a small-town family business and have...
Tennessee and beyond. For your business, we don't just provide a phone line. We provide a lifeline. Lifeline Voice and Data.
Is your office or home office in need of a new printer, copier, fax, or multifunction machine? Do you need business cards, envelopes, or office supplies? Are you looking to upgrade to new office furniture? Office World Incorporated in Trenton has been serving all of the Gibson County and the West Tennessee area for over 65 years. Office World is a franchise partner of OfficeZilla. Call today, 731-855-9131, or email officeworldinc@gmail.com.
News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Areas of fog this morning, otherwise abundant sunshine with highs in the mid-60s. Partly cloudy overnight, lows in the mid-40s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit newstalk965.com.
Take us with you wherever you go. Download our free apps for Apple and Android. Visit newstalkwtn.com. Then click to download.
think you have a particular thing you really want to talk about and you're asking me other questions, but I don't think it's unfair to ask me about the audit. It's absolutely the case that the United States military should be able to pass an audit, and we've got to be on that pathway to get there.
But don't you think that that does speak to the larger point that we're trying to get at, which is good journalism uncovers corruption? And
okay, I mean, good journalism does uncover corruption, but I'm not sure these two things are linked. An audit is not.
But they are.
Okay, so you need to explain to me, do you understand what an audit does and the degree to which it is linked to the question that you're asking?
I believe so.
Okay, go ahead. Give me your explanation.
No, I don't mind learning. So what I would suggest is that the audit that they have in the military doesn't really look at whether or not there's efficacy. It's just whether they got delivered the thing that they ordered. And
that is any audit. That is any audit. That is true.
But generally, those audits aren't $400 billion for Raytheon and $1.7 trillion for a plane that doesn't seem to be doing. Like, there is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse within a system.
Audits and waste, fraud, and abuse are not the same thing. So let's decompose these pieces.
Please educate me on
sure.
What
so an audit is exactly what you just described,
yes.
which is, do I know what was delivered to which place?
Right.
The ability to pass an audit, or the fact that the DoD has not passed an audit, is not suggestive of waste, fraud, and abuse. That is completely false right there. So
what is
now it's a question of, it's suggestive that we don't have an accurate inventory that we can pull up of what we have where. That is not the same as saying we can't do that because waste, fraud, and abuse has occurred.
So in my world, that's waste.
How is that waste?
If I give you $1 billion and you can't tell me what happened to it, that to me is wasteful. That means you are not responsible. But if you can't tell me where it went, then what am I supposed to think? And when there has been reporting, I mean, this is not, look, I'm not saying this is on you and that you caused this, but I think it's a tough argument to make that an $850 billion budget to an organization that can't pass an audit and tell you where that money went. Like, I think most people would consider that somewhere in the realm of waste, fraud, or abuse, because they would wonder why that money isn't well accounted for. And especially when they see food insecurity on military bases, and they see...
You want to talk about that? Because that's a good... We should be talking... I mean, I'm trying to understand where you're trying to go, other than the dollars, which really bother you.
I think it doesn't really bother me. I think it's all connected.
Okay.
I think
tell me that story. Tell me how you're thinking about that.
When I see a State Department get a certain amount of money and a military budget be 10 times that, and I see a struggle within government to get people like more basic services, and then that department that got that, I mean, we got out of 20 years of war and the Pentagon got a $50 billion raise. Like, that's shocking to me. Now, I may not understand exactly the ins and outs and the incredible magic of an audit, but I'm a human being who lives on the earth and can't figure out how $850 billion to a department means that the rank and file still have to be on food stamps. Like, to me, that's fucking corruption.
Barbaric! Get off my phone! Get off my phone!
It's the only thing in the world. So I just, again, I get back to
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Yeah, it's a good business. I wouldn't be in it if it wasn't. Because only the tough survive. That's the reason you ain't in it. And this punk holding the camera reading, he ain't in it. Reading these rednecks out here ain't in it. Because it's a tough business.
Jon Stewart just absolutely dissecting the defense secretary on the budget.
Yeah, very tactfully, too.
Yeah.
With humility and grace.
Yep, and...
but she looks like an idiot.
Well, she's just been out there with the company line, and he just absolutely is taking a scaffold to it. That's what journalism looks like.
Exactly.
And we've seen this before. When he was on Comedy Central, he was the most trusted newsman in America.
He was on a comedy show.
And now with the Apple show that he's doing, I wasn't a big. I didn't watch much of the Daily Show when he was on there. It was after he was gone where I started watching more of it on YouTube.
He's so funny.
Yeah, and I would just watch the beginning of it when he would do that, and he would. I mean, it really exposed the hypocrisy of these politicians. And I thought, man, geez. And he was gone during the Trump years, and just came back, 3 years ago on Apple. And the show's not. I don't like it nearly as well as those clips or those beginnings to the Daily Show, but. He's one of the best interviewers out there.
Yes, he's very eloquent, and he did just pretty much eviscerate her politely.
Yeah, he did. He really did. And, good Monday afternoon. This is the way we start off the week, finding out that Don Lemon was fired by CNN, and I don't even know if there are any Don Lemon fans out there.
I don't know that there are many.
Probably not. He just wasn't very talented.
He came off to me very tone deaf and borderline misogynistic.
Be gone. And then, of course, Tucker Carlson.
Boy, there's a tragedy.
Be gone. Fired by Fox News after they scratch out a nearly $1 billion check, and that's the first of I think 5 lawsuits they're facing. So.
I mean, that's a lot of money. One wouldn't pay that if one were innocent.
20%, what I read, that's 20% of the money on hand for Fox.
Oh.
Rupert Murdoch is, I think, 92 years old. Some say.
So there's
others say that it's 110s.
I think he's 802.
But, again, this is a man that could not do this in his native Australia because they wouldn't put up with it. So he can't. In America, he can do it. The way they manipulated the First Amendment and the Second Amendment is shameful in the way that they're systematically dismantling the middle class. And I think, at least I hope people are waking up to this.
It seems like, and this is just my personal experience, there seems to be a shift. You know, there's Republicans and there's Democrats, and then there's about 70% of the country that's somewhere in the middle, and hopefully common sense, we can only dream, will prevail.
Well, it's the far right and the far left are equally as dangerous as the other, and the far left, they're busy destroying the First Amendments, and the far right, they're busy manipulating the Second Amendment.
Right.
So,
and just a history lesson here, the far left gives us basically communism, right, Dan? And the far right gives us fascism.
That's right.
Which is like Adolf Hitler.
That's right. Yes. Yep. That World War II was about fascism.
Right.
And we were warned that when fascism comes to America, it'll be draped in the American flag.
It would have to be.
Yeah. And so I'll leave it up to you to decide. We have got to stop making decisions based off what our daddy tells us. Our political party or your political party, your favorite team, essentially. I hadn't talked to Mom, but she's going to be devastated.
About
Tucker, yeah. And,
my husband's probably not real happy about it. We haven't talked yet.
But let's see who they put in his place. And if it's the same rhetoric, I tell you, none of this was possible, and there was only one possible outcome when they destroyed the Fairness Doctrine in the 80s. There was no other way around this. This is all intentional. All this is intentional, or we have the dumbest people on earth running this country. Now, and again, when you look, no, it's
no, I agree.
The politicians. Many of them are dumb.
Some of them are.
But they're not the ones making decisions. We have oligarchs running this country.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a long conversation with a longtime newspaper man not long ago. And I asked him if he thought this was intentional, like Gannett buying up the Jackson Sun and a lot of other papers across the country and then systematically destroying those papers. I mean, the Jackson Sun's gone, man. Right. It's gone. And it was a great newspaper 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when local people owned it, Gannett bought it and just, they fired everybody. And they're like, geez, we can't sell a paper. I mean, you don't have to be a genius when you, I mean, because back then, everyone, I picked up a Sunday paper.
What is
I'm
that?
going to show you here in just a minute. It is so paper thin, you wouldn't believe it. I mean, it's like a single sheet of notebook paper. That blew me over. The first time I bought a Sunday Sun, I just bought it because I looked at it and went, geez. It looked like, remember the Shopper?
Yeah.
Looked like the Shopper.
Wow.
Yes.
Pull it out. We'll see it.
Pardon?
The paper. Pull it out.
Oh.
Sorry, my mind kind of.
Yeah, I went real sure. I was reaching for it, and he said, oh, what? Let's see.
Now, have you been reading? I see the post.
I may have lost it.
I see the post that you have.
Yeah, I love
what. Good paper.
Yeah, I love what Brandon and Julia are doing with Jackson Post.
There's two great Americans.
Yeah, they're working hard. Story about the battery materials manufacturer announcing $250 million investment in Madison County, 6K Energy. I mean, all these great news all over the place, and then that's a great time to go after the public schools. I mean,
put your thinking caps on, people.
Yeah, if there was something there, I would be like, yep, you got to do it. But there's nothing there.
Time and again that there's nothing there.
Well, we're talking about the budget for the Jackson Madison County schools. They've increased I think it was from $13 million up to $26 million in reserve.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, that's wonderful.
For some people, it's not. I mean, these teachers getting, these rewards for performing very well. And geez, these greedy teachers, they're in it for the money. They're trying to get wealthy, of course.
That is ridiculous.
Jeez. Larry, you're a retired teacher.
I can tell you that's not true.
Yeah, and what an important job. We pay.
There it is.
First of its kind. It does look like just a tiny little Shopper newspaper now, and that's the Sunday edition.
That's it.
Wow.
Most of it's USA Today.
So it's mostly just the national news and our weather in this region, not even Jackson, right?
Yep.
And ads and comics.
Some coupons.
That's it.
What do you call that?
That's thanks to Gannett
for
destroying the local fish wrap.
Yeah.
What are we going to wrap our stinking fish in? Did you think of that? Yeah, 6K Energy. Sustainable. Pardon me.
Sustainable.
The pills have kicked in.
Thank
Sustainability in action. 6K Energy, the world's only sustainable production for battery materials. Some people, that's going to make some people mad because we need dinosaur bones.
Well, Elon Musk says, it's a bad idea to take carbon out of the earth and shoot it up in the air. That's not sustainable.
Well, I'm surprised he hasn't been attacked by the herd yet.
Well, he owns Twitter, so
well, that's
he swings
true.
a pretty big stick.
Yeah. Well, we broadcast in a Gene Langley Ford Studio in Jackson, Tennessee. There's been a shooting today. We're going to get to that here in Jackson. Gene Langley Ford is at 3500 Easton Drive in Humboldt, now straddling Easton Drive on one side of the street. The new car division, the other side, the pre-owned division of Gene Langley Ford. And now it's complimentary concierge service from the service departments, meaning if you've got some work to be done with the service department at Gene Langley Ford and you live within a 15-mile radius or your office is within a 15-mile radius of Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt, they'll come pick your vehicle up at your office or at your home, take it in. Maybe it's an oil change. They'll get that done and then deliver your vehicle right back to you to your office or to your home, and it's complimentary. Now, I will say this. In Walgreens the other day, they were trying to sell me, they're pushing these red noses.
Oh, that's their charity.
Yeah, I understand it. It's their charity, but you're paying for it, so it's really our charity.
Well, they're asking for charitable donations. I forget what it supports, but you didn't buy a red nose?
No. I'm not gonna. What am I gonna do with a red nose?
Give it to a kid.
Why don't they?
You could be W.C.
And I
Fields.
told him, I said, look, I come in here to buy some razors to shave my face, and it's bikini season and other things, and so why don't you guys do this with like something we could use? I mean, because you're going after adults, and it would. I mean, that's not a practical buy, a red nose. We want to help, but can we do it with something that's practical, like razors? Pardon?
There you go.
Razors. Seriously.
Or a nutritious snack.
A nutritious snack, like Cheez-Its, or candy corn. I think candy corn, that's a vegetable, isn't it? I think.
I don't think that
something that we can use. I can't use a stinking red nose. Can you, Larry?
No.
You just
Gina?
give it to one of my grandchildren.
Well, fine, but you can't use it.
No.
No. And your grandkid's going to play with it for about 2 minutes, and then they're going to throw it away. Say, geez, I need something electronic. I mean, red nose, that's not going to keep a kid's attention any longer.
Not long.
Where's my iPad? GG. A red nose. No, don't give that to him. Do not give that to him. Do not give that to a grandkid.
What's the dog choking on? That red nose.
Or the toddler. Exactly.
Yeah, you could give it to a toddler because a toddler is not old enough to play with an iPad, but then a toddler would eat the stinking thing. So a red nose is no good for anyone except Rudolph. But I mean, it's April.
I know. They should do it around Halloween, if anything. It's just poorly conceived.
And they put you on the spot at Walgreens. First, you're trying to sneak in there when you got the flu to grab some cold and flu medication. I know meth head is trying to slip in to get his ingredients.
Sudafed, yeah.
And you're trying to just think about if you're meth head trying to slip in there on the radar, and you walk in and you hear, "Hey, welcome to Walgreens," and then everybody turns around to look at you.
You're like, "Hey."
But you can slip in there, Larry, in your house shoes, looking for some cold and flu medication, and you want to fly into the radar. You didn't feel like doing your hair. And you walk in, "Welcome to Walgreens." Everybody in line turns around to look at you. And you go, "Jeez." And then you get up there, and they put you on the spot in front of everyone in line. "Do you want to make a contribution to our charitable foundation to help the kids?" They don't just, they point it out.
I just say no, thank
I said, "How can I do that?" They said, "Buy a red nose." I said, "What am I going to do with a red nose?" And there was some water up there. First, I asked the young lady, I said, I said, "You know what? Do you want to contribute to mine?" She was like, "No." I said, "Ditto." And there was some water sitting there, and I was trying to lighten it up because I was just kidding, but she kind of took it like
you're being
she thought I was being a smart aleck,
yeah.
And I said, "Is this water complimentary?" And she said, "What does that mean?" No kidding.
That really happened.
Yeah, that really happened.
Goodness.
I said, "Yeah." Or Walgreens has added an adult toy aisle.
Yes, they have.
A few years ago.
Yes, they have.
I mean, do some adult toys instead of a red nose.
Well, that might really put people on the spot when they're checking out.
Yeah, but Larry could use
right there,
Larry could use one of those, yo. He's an adult. And that was adult toys.
That spares you a trip out to Miranda's.
That's right, Miranda. Hey, Miranda's are coming after you next. They're already going after a local tobacco shop.
Now they're the dirty bookstore. They're after them next.
They sell. It's funny. A drugstore sells cigarettes. It helps recycle it's a revolving door of the customers.
Yeah, they're cultivating future or
that's right.
upsells. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And future customers.
Exactly.
You'll be back.
You'll be back.
Jeez. But yeah, this is the Sunday Sun.
It looks
anemic,
slight.
Yeah.
Thing used to be that thick.
I know, and it had a USA Today magazine in it on Sundays, like a lifestyle magazine. That's not even in there anymore.
But there is under, this is from the Associated Press, under Nation and World, 23 mass killings in the U.S., and the U.S. is on a record pace. 88 killed in 17 shootings over 3 days this year. Oh, no, pardon me, over 111 days. I thought they went Roman numeral there for a second. 88 killed in 17 shootings over 111 days this year.
That's a sad
The U.S.
thing.
is setting a record pace for mass killings in 2023, replaying the horror on a loop roughly once a week so far this year. The carnage has taken 88 lives in 17 mass killings over 111 days. Each time, the killers wielded firearms. Only 2009 was marked by as many such tragedies in the same period of time.
2009?
2009. And that was, we were just settling into the Great Depression.
Yeah. Yeah.
And remember now that that's also when, the Wall Street protest, what was that called? Occupy Wall Street. Now, Fox News and others presented that as a bunch of hippies.
Yeah.
They were occupying Wall Street. And I did research on this, and I understand, I've been privy to a news department all these years, but it's not that hard to find out the truth. And I shared it on the air, and of course, you must be a liberal, which I'm an American. And it was a lot of American veterans, a lot of hardworking people.
Right.
It's there was a hippie mix in here and there, but I'm kind of fond of hippies, aren't
They're
you, Larry?
fun. I mean, they're fun.
Me too.
You know, they lighten the mood a little bit.
Yeah, and
have somebody bring the lettuce.
with
Hippie lettuce.
with peaceful protest in America, and they were kicked out, and they couldn't do this. They couldn't get away with it if we, the people, actually understood our power and came together, because it's not about black, white, brown, yellow. It's about the haves and the have-nots. And if you're not at the top of the list, they consider you peasants. It's really the ruling class versus the peasants.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the truth. So if we realized our power, and that's the one thing they can't let happen, the cross-dresser whose name's all over the FBI buildings, J. Edgar Hoover. The man was a cross-dresser.
I know. It's funny how you frame that up.
He was hoovering like a vacuum cleaner. That's what the guys all called him, Mr. Hoover. And so, who had books on everybody. Everybody.
Wasn't he uber paranoid?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yep. He was a cross-dresser, folks. This was...
I guess that would make you paranoid back then.
And evidently, he was able to have brunch whenever he wanted to. Didn't have to worry about it. Even in Arkansas. And so, that's the man that led the FBI.
Right.
Okay, I may be able to rap some minutes. That's about it.
Some kippa.
Lord. And by the way, the NCAA, the hearings on the Tennessee Volunteers.
What's going on with that?
NCAA hearing, Jeremy Pruitt, University of Tennessee, the former head football coach. I think his wife's been on the stand. It's in this story, it says Jeremy Pruitt could have cut his losses. Pruitt, the former UT head football coach, by the way, calling him a coach is being very liberal. No offense, liberals. It's alleged that he committed 13 level 1 violations, the most severe in the NCAA's category of violations. 13 level 1.
What is that, for example?
It's the worst of the worst.
For those of us who aren't sports oriented, what can you give us a specificity?
Well, he was doing things like, and by the way, Philip Fulmer could. This story says he could protect his legacy. So I'm going to get deeper into this, but the NCAA, the hearings in Cincinnati, which during these NCAA hearings, and by the way, the NCAA is pretty. I mean, that's about as corrupt as you can get. They really, this whole thing with big time college athletics stinks to high heaven. It's and we let them get away with it.
Yeah,
there's a few people who make $1 billion a year. The NCAA, the men's tournament, generates $1 billion every year,
now that's
and they
March
don't
Madness,
and they don't
right?
pay their employees.
Right.
Yes, yeah, that's March Madness.
And they don't, of course, they don't pay them because they're students.
That's right, student athletes,
Right.
one and dones
billions.
who don't go to class. I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
So I mean, it is a beautiful system, and for the NBA, it used to be, they didn't have to pay for their minor league system. But now, since they've gone one and done, because
Now, what does one and done mean?
you have to go to college your freshman year. And that's all you have to go.
Oh, so you don't have to get an education.
No.
Just play basketball.
Yeah, play basketball. But, I mean.
But then they go to the NBA.
But there are plenty of jobs in America where you don't have to have a college education.
Right.
So, this is all about the NBA helping college basketball get players ready for the NBA. It's a wink and a nod sort of a thing. Do you really need a college education to play basketball? I don't think so.
Probably not. You're really good. Have you been watching the playoffs? Our Grizzlies suffered.
Down 2 games to 1, yes.
Yeah.
By the way, game tonight right here.
Yeah, tonight right here.
On News Talk 96.5 FM. But we got to get a break. We'll come back. Okay. I'll tell you those violations and what Tennessee's accused of. Jeremy Pruitt is accused of doing.
Educate me.
And that's what I'm here for, Gina.
I know, babe.
Because you love to be educated, just like Dan.
You love to learn.
Love to learn.
I
do love to learn.
Or become a dinosaur. Give me the information.
You don't want to become
Larry,
dinosaur bones, do you?
He starts talking about sports stuff, and my eyes glaze over, and I start thinking, did I hit pay for in that Amazon.com cart that
That's right. By the way, this text comes in asking, Dear Dan, when are you going to get on Matt Gaetz? I know what they're talking about. There's a lot of them to get on. And I understand it. Showing naked photos of sexual conquest at work will normally get you fired, but not if you're on the Senate floor or the floor of the House, evidently.
Can we just make a side note there? That's pathetic. That is a little boy, not a man, who does crap
But that's
like
who they're looking for.
The little mind. I mean, that is pathetic.
It's and I'm going to get into these alleged violations with Tennessee.
Okay.
But I don't want to hear about the NCAA rules because the NCAA doesn't have any rules. I mean, they encourage cheating. I mean, it goes way back to some fat guy with a cigar when college football was actually intramural sports, athletics, said, hey, look, when they turned the TV cameras on, they're like, wait just a minute, we can make $1 billion here. And then we can call them amateur athletes. We don't have to pay them.
Yeah, it's like slave labor.
But the fans, though, are the key. Just like the fans in politics are the key.
Right.
Because the fans don't want anything to happen to college football. They want to keep it just the way it is. And then they say, but we love capitalism. Just like in politics. They hate capitalism. The people that run this hate it. I'm telling you, they hate it. They say they love it, but don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do.
Watch what they do.
And same thing in big-time college athletics. I'm telling you, big-time college athletics. They can say student-athlete all day long. But when you talk to people like Artis Hicks, and he's very vocal about it. He played at Memphis. He went on to have a 10-year career in the NFL. That's a full-time job.
Yeah.
And they encourage you to stay out of the classroom and work on the practice field. I mean, that's what it is, folks. It's okay if you wanted to stay that way. Just admit it. Don't lie to yourself. Don't turn yourself into a pretzel. just be honest with it. You'll feel a lot better. And the way they do it and the way they justify it is, yeah, but they get an education. What? Artist Hicks says, no, they want you in the practice field, not in the stinking classroom.
Exactly.
And what the NCAA, when they dealt with University of North Carolina, that's why they can't do anything here, because North Carolina's basketball program, they were busted. I mean, they had the dirt on them. They had kids taking the test, doing the work for the basketball players.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they got busted for it. And nothing happened to them.
Nothing.
Not even a slap in the wrist. Because, here's what they said, and it's because of the money that North Carolina generates. One of the so-called blue bloods. Jeez. We can't. Yes, the basketball players did benefit extraordinarily from this, but it wasn't intended just for the basketball players. So that's why we can't punish them. I mean,
wait, now
you had to work hard to come up with that.
That doesn't even make sense.
No, it didn't make any sense.
That made national news. I remember that story, and I'm not really dialed into the sports situation.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear from the NCAA. I mean, it's corrupt from the ground up.
All right, are we going to take a break?
Yes, we are. Thanks for asking.
I want to hear.
And by the way, pardon?
I want to hear that other story we were talking about.
Which one?
The one with, is it the Tennessee Vols?
Yes, we're going to get to that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And in fact, we're going to have Bob Kessler in this week to share what he knows.
Cool.
But there's not a lot he can say about it. I mean, he works at the University of Tennessee. I love Bob Kessler. Love him.
I love the Tennessee Vols.
Well, the great Americans, really is. So, on the way to the break, let me tell you this about that. Let me say this about that, or that about this. First of all, Lee, give us an update on the weather. You're looking at me like you're a goat trying to use an ATM.
I need to know what the barometric pressure and Bemis is.
What did you close your? What did you close?
Because it goes off. Because when I'm not using it,
it goes off.
I'm not using it now. I only used it after work.
And if you could do the weather backwards for me, just for old time's sake, Larry, I would just love that.
On Thursday,
No. You would have done Sunday's forecast, yesterday's.
Currently in Jackson, it is 61 degrees. It feels like 61 degrees. The barometric pressure in Bemis is 30.15. Tonight, mostly clear, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows around 40. Ooh. East winds around 5 miles per hour.
It's brisk.
In the 10-day forecast, as soon as it pops up.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
yeah, but don't go dead air waiting for it to pop.
I don't have to. You're here.
That's right.
On Tuesday,
that ought to be a lesson
the
for
high
you.
will be 64. The low will be 48. A 40% chance of rain Tuesday night. Wednesday, 62 for the high, 40% chance of rain. And Wednesday night, 52 degrees and a 50% chance of rain.
So we're going to get cold rain.
On Thursday, 63, 70% chance of storms.
Oh, no.
And 52 for the low Thursday night, 50% chance of rain showers. So there you go.
Wait, Larry caught himself earlier. He said, and it'll be partly cloudy. I'm sorry. It'll be partly sunny. That's just that was not a major mistake there. Either way,
let's talk about your major mistake.
I
didn't say it. Hey, Bourbon and Barley's will be there Thursday for the NFL Draft Watch Party at Bourbon and Barley's this Thursday from 3 till draft time. 3 to 7. The draft starts at 7, and we'll do a preview show from Bourbon and Barley's on the NFL Draft this Thursday. And it's going to be a watch party at Bourbon and Barley, so you can have dinner with us. You can have some top-of-the-line, top-shelf bourbon at Bourbon and Barley's.
Yes, and you'll have to educate me on the NFL Draft.
Oh, absolutely.
Before we go, because I need to know what to expect. But now you know I love me some football, so I'm in on the education.
Are you surprised, Leah, that so many women are into football?
No, I'm not.
Why? What do you think that is, Jenny?
Tom Brady did a lot of goodwill for female fans in football just by showing up.
It's
doesn't take much then to get them involved.
Oh no,
it?
Tom Brady's a lot.
But you couldn't see him though under the helmet.
No, but you knew what he looked like under them clothes and that helmet.
Well, you jealous, Larry? Are you jealous? What about the offensive line?
No.
What about Russell Maryland and company?
Well, no.
How do you think that makes them feel?
Well, they do a great job.
You may as well say they're fat. I don't watch them. They're fat.
No, they're just large.
Well, they're just big boned.
They're big boned.
I'd have more respect for you if you said, no, they're fat. And, offensive linemen are.
They're huge.
They're huge.
Madison Academic Mustangs play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk, West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com.
My name's Tommy Bland, and I just received the BioT hormone replacement therapy. For BioT, I was just not hitting on all cylinders. I didn't feel like myself. I was constantly fatigued, brain fog, lack of energy, searching for something natural, something that I could use to help benefit my body and help maybe take me back to where I once was. And while I was waiting in the waiting room, I saw a pop-up advertisement there, and I started reading over all the symptoms. And I went down the list. They all pertain to me. My experience with Ms. Kim Nichols, my case manager for BioT, was great. She was very informative, put me at ease, went through everything step by step, knew exactly what to expect and what the outcome was going to be in the end. After BioT, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I can get off work, go home, catch my second wind, and I'm off to the races again. It doesn't matter if I'm working, selling cars, or if I'm on the boat fishing a tournament, I'm back to my old self again.
Give us a call at 731-318-5827 or visit our website at advancedrehabjackson.com for more.
Pansies, poppies, and daffodils aren't the only spring things popping up all over West Tennessee. Beautiful deals on new 2023 Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are blooming right now at Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. Hi, this is Sarah Beth Langley. Come by our lot at 3500 Easton Drive in Humboldt or visit us online at GeneLangleyFord.com. You'll see our personalized service, guaranteed financing, and lifetime powertrain warranty make buying your new Ford a bright and sunny experience. Or customize your new Ford car, truck, or SUV and apply for financing online at GeneLangleyFord.com. And when it arrives, we'll deliver it right to your driveway. In the market for a pre-owned vehicle, we have a huge selection on all makes and models updated daily at GeneLangleyFord.com. And as everyone knows, if you ever have any service needs, our service department is known area-wide as the best in the business. Regardless of your make or model, we'll get you back on the road in no time. Whether it's a new Ford, a used vehicle, or service, you really should try Gene Langley Ford before you buy. The dealership service bill.
See dealer for warranty details.
Hi, my name is Scott Conger. When I ran for mayor, my commitment was to make Jackson the best it can be for us and future generations. I want Jackson to be a place that my children will want to call home. Over the past 4 years, we've restored fiscal responsibility, reduced our debt by $33 million, and produced a budget surplus of $21 million. We've increased funding to fire and police departments, and we've had a 19% reduction in crime. We've made historic investments in infrastructure and quality of life, and invested $3 million per year in street resurfacing. The mayor's race is nonpartisan, so that we can focus on what matters in Jackson, not Washington. Our schools, our jobs, our people, our neighborhoods. That's what matters. Party politics too often focus on what divides us. By putting people over politics, we build a stronger community for everyone. We've accomplished so much, but now it's time for us to dream even bigger for our city. I need your help to build a better tomorrow, and I'm asking for your vote for me, Scott Conger, for mayor on May 2nd. Paid for by Scott Conger for mayor, Lonnie Harris, treasurer.
The Memphis Grizzlies play here. 96.5 FM, News Talk, West Tennessee. NewsTalkWTN.com. It's always severe weather season in West Tennessee. When severe weather strikes, we're here for you. 96.5 FM, NewsTalkWTN.com.
Every night you do not come.
See, that's the issue I'm trying to talk to you guys. I actually believe I have a lot of friends who work for President Bush.
This is not headline news. SpaceX described the rocket explosion as a rapid, unscheduled disassembly, which ironically was also a band playing last night at Coachella. The Oakland A's will move to Las Vegas, which explains the new Vegas tourism slogan, "What happens here, sucks here." The team behind Stranger Things is working on a show where residents of a retirement community have to band together and fight an enemy from another world. Episode 1, I've fallen into the upside down and I can't get up. And rapper Afroman is running for president. When asked why, he naturally responded, because I got high, because I got high. This is not headline news.
Finally, it's here. It's here. It's finally here.
Monday. Yep. Nothing to get excited about.
Mondays suck.
Well, look at you. Back at it, huh?
Another day, another dollar.
Work.
Waits for no one.
Let's get back.
Let's get back to it.
Let's get this show on the road.
It's showtime.
What more fun can you get than having a butt shake on a Saturday afternoon?
Butt was the given name, so you make it what it is. Have fun with it. The small independence we can't sustain when we're at their mercy. Even though this kind of feels like a premeditated funeral, we want to look at it as a celebration of life because there's not too many businesses that have actually been here for 3 generations.
We had Bud Foods. Is Bud's still up and running in Jackson?
I don't even know.
Do you know Larry?
Last time I looked, it was.
When's the last time you looked, if I may ask?
Last
time
week.
you stared at butts?
Last week.
Do you have your Google machine on, Larry? Can we look it up?
Sure.
Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you? Now, this is a real drugstore that just closed. Southern Indiana town is upset to see Butt Drugs Pharmacy close after 71 years in business. The owner says it's tough for small businesses to stay afloat in this kind of economy. And you just heard some loyal customers and owner Katie Butt Beckert talking about the store closing. And this is happening all over America, not with butt drugs, but I use Healthcare Pharmacy because it's locally owned and operated. They've been around at 40, I think they're now at their 40-year anniversary.
That's right.
On Roland Avenue. And, I went through the drive-thru. I had the flu a few years ago. Went through the drive-thru. It hit me during a show. A remote at a restaurant with Big Steve. And
the flu?
The flu.
You shouldn't be out in public with the flu.
No, it hit me. I didn't feel like I had a flu, but until I was on the air. I didn't go to do the remote with the flu. That would have been a great way to keep people away from the restaurant. But it just hit me, I started feeling terrible, Larry. And I was like, okay, this is not normal. I started breaking out into cold sweat. And I was like, geez, I think I'm really sick. And I was like, misery loves company. So I was like sneezing on people. No, I said, I got to get out of here. And I went straight to 45 urgent care. They did the flu test. I had the flu. They said, okay, we're going to call a couple of things in for you. Go get it and get home.
Yeah.
Because I began to, here come the nausea, right? Yeah.
It's brutal. People don't think about how brutal the flu can be.
So I get to, I went straight over to Healthcare Pharmacy.
Good people
and
there.
They said, we can't fill one of these scripts because I was like, why not? Both of them came from the same doctor. Well, Walgreens has essentially a national deal with Big Pharma on this drug.
Was it Tamiflu?
No, it was hydrocodone, I think, cough medicine.
Oh, okay.
They said we could just fill like a thimbleful, but they can fill the entire thing.
That's ridiculous.
I said, what? They said, yeah, I'm telling you, they're trying to squeeze people out.
Yeah, they are.
Every day in every industry, big corp your daddy, these heroic job creators are destroying jobs all over the place. And so I went to Walgreens. I was like, geez, I got to have this done. And he said, yeah, you need to have it filled the way the doc wrote it. So I filled that one script there at healthcare, went over to Walgreens. And by this time, I mean, the nausea is really settling in. And this has been 5 years ago. I was living alone. And so I get up to the drive-thru window, and this is for some cough medication to stop me from coughing my head off, and so I could get some rest, because sleep is essential. And I mean, when you're feeling good, now when you're sick, you've got to have some rest. Now, I get to the drive-thru window, and the girl says, "That'll be ready in 45 minutes." Yeah. I said, "Look, I know you don't know this. I've got the flu, and nausea is setting in right now. I live alone. When I get home, I'm not going to be able to get back out."
They don't care.
She said, and I said, but what I'm saying is, how long would it take you to pour that in a bottle and hand it to me? She said, 45 minutes.
Yep.
I said, give me the stinking script back. And I went back over. I said, hey, look.
Give me the thimble.
Give me the thimble full, because when I get home, I'm not leaving. And that's just the way it happened, man. 45 minutes.
There's a lot of ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And they didn't care.
I said, look.
No, they don't.
I shop here often. I hit that adult toy aisle often.
I don't want to have to drive out to Miranda's.
And I just went and coughed on all your merchandise.
Yeah, I'm going to sneeze on you.
Yeah. I buy my smokes here. I get my adult toys here. And I may even consider buying a red nose. And if you'll fill this stinking script.
45 minutes, sir.
45 minutes.
I'll buy a red nose. Didn't work, huh?
Did not work.
That stinks.
And kind of said it with glee and tossed the script back at me. And I'm saying it with the flu.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
I thought, that hurt my feelings, Larry.
He's still baby feelings, Larry.
Yep.
I mean, I needed a hug.
The victim.
I needed a hug, and I get, I mean,
the red nose.
She fires the stinking script back at me. I mean, you know, did you hear? Man, I tell you, I don't know who's getting in here messing with this stuff, but no, it's.
Do you want to hear about the best DJ in Jackson and surrounding counties? His name is.
I can't wait to hear about.
I know. Wait, hold on before we go into the specificities.
What does he push his play?
No, he didn't. That's why I want to say his name is DJ G Billa, and
oh, sorry, Larry.
You were there. He had those 17 and 18-year-old boys line dancing. I mean, he brought the energy. His girlfriend was there. They were showing these white boys how to dance, and you know John Thomas is going off to college next year.
I saw him dance.
He needs to know how to dance.
That's a line dance.
It was so much fun.
I wouldn't say they taught him how to dance.
It was adorable.
It looked like a toxic train wreck.
They had
that many white people dancing at one time. I was like, jeez, that made my arm hurt even worse.
No, John Thomas busted some moves. He gets that from his mother. That white boy can dance.
You're a dancer, Larry.
No.
So what I heard you bust out the Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
More like James Brown, but
you
really?
Thought,
okay,
yeah.
Okay. I'm down
in
with that.
my younger days.
I think dancing keeps you young.
Oh yeah, I do too. It's have you ever danced completely sober?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're the only white person ever.
No, I have many times. I love to dance.
Females though are typically better.
Yeah,
remember the move Rhonda had?
Rhonda's got a big move. She does.
Yeah, it's a good business. I wouldn't be in it if it wasn't.
Yeah, it is
because
good.
Only the tough survive.
Yeah, yep. When you remember when the NAI Women's National Championship Tournament was in Jackson?
Yes,
at Oman Arena?
I do remember that.
Man, those were some great days. Oman Arena would be the Jackson Coliseum. Yeah. Oman Arena would be sold out.
Yeah.
And I was at Tremors because that was back in the clubbing days.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, tearing up the dance floor like I normally do.
Actually, I've seen him dance. He does pretty good.
I watch Soul Train and I just mimic what I see. And white girls go, geez, that must be a good sign. Believe me, it is.
Yeah, because a lot of white men, you get like that. They bite their lower lip and put their two arms up in the air and just kind of move around.
That's right.
It's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. But if you watch Soul Train enough, it was fortunate for me. I never told them. I mean, really, why would I give away my secret, Larry, right?
That's right. They thought you were one of the lockers.
Wait, what now?
Okay, I have no idea what that means.
I don't know what that is.
That's who the Soul Train dancers were, the lockers.
I didn't know that.
I had to turn the music
down.
What
was that? His last name was Cornelius, the guy, the host of Soul Train.
Great voice. Don Cornelius. Great voice.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Just sultry voice.
Yeah, he
had the moves, too.
He was cool.
He was way cool.
Very good. I mean, can you imagine anyone hosting up beside Don Cornelius?
No.
Can you imagine running Larry out there to host Soul Train? I love Soul Train.
I do
but I
too.
have to watch it, though, when everyone was asleep, when I was a kid, yeah.
Oh, my mom, she liked to dance, too, so we watched
I grew up in a Pentecostal household.
Well, my father was a Baptist minister. He was always at work, though, so.
Oh, Saturday nights?
Or whenever it came on.
Yeah, it came on late Saturday nights.
Well, he probably watched it with us then. It's cooler than I thought in retrospect.
But Don Cornelius, man, that guy was an absolute pimp.
That's what a pimp does.
I mean, and that's a good thing. Yeah. And so,
Dude had game.
He had game. Yeah, I would try to mimic that.
I'm sure that
get
worked
one
for
or
you.
two moves,
Yeah.
at a time, and you just use those all night. I'd take a lot of breaks because I'd be exposed if I didn't. I'd be like, I got it.
You're just doing the same thing over and over.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was out there one night. I was dancing with this girl. I didn't know she played for one of the teams. I get shoved from behind across the dance floor. I turn around. It was another girl. She was about 6'10". I'm not kidding. She said, "Leave my girl alone." I was like,
okay.
What do you do here?
You walk away.
I mean, if I throw some haymakers, she's still a girl at 6'10".
Well, she probably kick your butt.
dancing with her.
So if I knock her the bleep out, that's a no-win. If she ends up knocking me the bleep out, that's no win. Yeah. So what do you do?
You walk away. You walk away.
I was like, you know what?
That's what a gentleman would do.
You just tell her.
I apologize.
Was just dancing with her.
No, I don't talk like you do. I said, pardon me, ma'am, or sir. That preserved just a little bit of pride when I said, "I'm sorry, sir."
I'm sure that went over well.
Oh no, then they had to hold her back, and I was like,
"Oh my word,
what's wrong with this guy here?" And, but man, yeah, when I realized that she was being held back, that's when I started rapid firing her. Okay, sir.
Well, by God, you'd heard of it now.
And boy, I tell you, then it was. Yeah, she was upset. I think she'd had something to drink, Larry.
Surely
I'll be
not
honest
at
with
Trimmer.
you.
That would be shock.
That was a great club, by the way.
It was. Sean and I used to go there on Friday nights when he got off work.
Mr. Jones.
So much fun.
Oh, yeah. Jerry Gay was involved some way, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. But he was always the front man for Barley's, too. And that was
I love
fun.
Barley's.
That was a great bar.
When Jerry got Man of the Year a couple weeks ago, I called him up. I said, dude, whatever with Man of the Year, I'm still pissed at you. He said, over Barley's? I said, yes. He said, let it go, Reeves. Let it go. Because I've stayed on it for years. Why'd you shut it down, man? We had a good thing going here. He said, because I was tired. Why don't you run it? I was like, because that's your thing, man. That's your thing.
The bartenders had T-shirts that said, yeah, I know Jerry Gay, too.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did.
Jerry's a great guy. I mean, he has just kept up giving back to the city
guy.
for a long time, hasn't he?
Definitely.
You ought to try something like that, Larry. Just trying to pimp a red nose. He resells those red noses.
That's so gross.
Marks them up $1.
So gross.
Yep. Sure does.
I want to eat some
Yep. All right. When we come back, we'll run down the charges against Tennessee.
Yes.
NCAA investigation, University of Tennessee football program. You a Vol fan?
Yeah.
You look like a Vol for
I'm
lifer.
a Vol fan.
Same here. I love the Vols.
Love the Vols.
And what a season we just had.
Oh, I know.
You know?
It's true.
It is true.
True that.
True that. Let me say this about that. If you have a PSAs, community events, church functions, and so on and so forth, email those community events at newstalk965.com. We'll get them right over the air. That's community events at newstalk965.com. By the way, Larry did a weather update, and that was always brought to you by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash, not only houses, trailers, land. So if you need to sell fast, call Dustin. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. 731-200-1362. 731-200-1362. DustinBuys.com. Dustin sells houses fast for cash. Southeastern Termite Pest Control and Service Company. Before you let Fluffy out in the yard, you let your cats outside?
Yeah, all the time.
So you let the cat out of the bag. So
That's right.
Well, make sure that you have your yard. If it's a cat, though, you'd have to spray, I guess, all of Jackson, because you never know where they're going. You can't fence them in, right?
No.
You'll have to stinking fence.
Oh, yeah.
But if you let little Fluffy out in the backyard to, use the restroom, to do his business, chances are he's going to come back in with fleas and sometimes ticks. Unless you have Southeastern spray that backyard, they can kill the fleas in the yard.
Yeah,
Do you know that, Larry?
Yeah, I did.
Fleas and ticks. So Fluffy comes back in, and he doesn't bring the fleas and ticks with him. Because you know what they say. If you lie down with the fleas, you wake up with dogs.
Is
Remember
that
old
what they
saying?
say? What up, dog?
What's up, dog? By the way, new show coming at 101.5.
That's a good
Jeez.
setup. You're
Boy,
welcome. You're welcome.
I just had a blast in the past. Jeez, what day is it? What year is this? What's your name, sir?
96.5. Lord have mercy.
Okay. I'm
Monday.
I'm under doctor's care. I've got an excuse.
He does. Bless his little baby shoulder.
Really. And jeez.
Don't be shoveling gravel anymore, Dan Reeves.
Bill Way's coming up next, folks. Boy, I miss Big Bill. I think it's been 4 years.
Wow.
Jeez.
You guys are
Time
awesome
flies.
together.
We had a blast. So, news show right here on News Talk 96.5 FM. It's called What's Up, Dog?
What's up, dog?
And it's with a lot of personality and one of the most respected dog trainers in North America. We'll have more details on that. And the original Cheap Seats on Saturday mornings is what Sports Talk show.
Holy cow.
Yep. And Radio Classifieds, a show that Bill Way put on the air years ago. It's coming back.
It's pretty
right
entertaining,
here.
too.
Yeah, it is. Buy, sell, and trade.
Yes.
We got information, a great Saturday morning lineup, and we'll fill you in with a Sunday morning lineup that's local and live as well.
I'm excited about
I'm
putting
excited
that
about it too,
together.
Gina. I tell you, Southeastern Termite Pest Control and Service Company. Call 731-660-1052. Have them spray that backyard. So Fluffy can go out there and do his business in comfort. Because, if you love your dog, think about this. When you had to go to the bathroom, if you were in danger of coming out of the bathroom with fleas and ticks, you'd do something about it.
Well,
wouldn't
you know what
Larry?
happens?
I would.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what
don't let
happens?
that happen to little Fluffy.
You give them the treatment, the drops behind their neck or the pill, but ticks will still, because we have woods behind our house, Larry, they'll hitch a ride. They can't bite the dog because the dog has been, uses this medicine to prohibit them from attaching.
Right.
But they take a ride on the dog and then end up in the house, and then I'm screaming for John to come kill a tick.
That's right. Yeah. And a lot of times you won't spot that tick till he's burrowed in.
On you,
And
because
he's
they
fat.
won't burrow in the dog.
Yes, because they try and they go, geez, this dog is rotten.
No, he's
They got
been
rotten
medicated.
dogs around here.
He's been medicated.
That's right. And so, there's John Langley. right there.
To the rescue.
And so let's get on John.
He's a fine American.
John is wearing that nice cologne. They say, man, that guy smells great. That must be some great tasting blood right there.
It's the other white meat.
That's right. Powder. 731-660-1052.
Oh, man.
And let me remind you now, Watson's Cleaning Service, they're the best. Absolute best. By the way, while I'm talking about Watson's, Carlita, get by here. We've got a gift for you and your lovely daughter, Lena, both birthdays in April.
Right.
Yep.
They came in here wearing tiaras the other day.
Did they?
Perfect.
These are some of the finest people in North America and beyond. Parts of Central and South America, too.
Let's just say the whole globe.
Let's just say planet Earth. How about that? They really are some of the finest people you'll ever meet. Watson's Cleaning Service, locally owned and operated. They clean commercial, just like, for example, that big, beautiful building set at the corner of the bypass and airways, UT Ag Experiment Station, the house that Lanny Davis built. And that ceiling in there must be, 2,500 feet up. I could be off a little bit, but you get the picture. It's way up there. It's huge. They can clean factories, offices, and anything in between. Watson's Cleaning Service. Stripping and waxing floors, buffing, cleaning offices, pulling trash, sweeping and mopping, vacuuming. Household cleaning type stuff. Essentially, they do all the work that Americans don't want to do. And when I say Americans, I mean me. Baseboards, wiping down walls, washing dishes, dusting, and organizing. Call 731-293-3808. 731-293-3808. And they just did a great job with our bathroom floor because we got some people that
have bad aim.
They have really bad aim. Yeah, they just can't come to terms with. They need to be closer than they think. They don't have the reach.
That's funny.
We'll be right back. Stay right there, folks. It is 5:22 and the latest on Tennessee's court battle with the NCAA.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters reporting. Most Americans don't want to see President Biden run for re-election in 2024. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
In overwhelming 70% of those surveyed in an NBC.
Having trouble losing the belly fats, having trouble sleeping, lack of daytime energy. I was suffering from all these things, and several months ago, I decided to do something about it. I called Dr. Shannon Bone at Advanced Rehab and Medical. A simple test can change your life. It did for me. So call Dr. Shannon Bone, do what I did, and ask if BioTE is right for you. You'll be glad you did.
Not too expensive, nothing too fancy, just an authentic Italian family recipe served up piping hot, just like a pizza pie should be. Locally owned and operated Carico's Pizza, home of the $8 lunch special. 2 slices and a drink for just $8. Buy the slice or the 28-inch monster. Perfect for the bowl game. Carico's Pizza, 1370 Union University Drive. For catering, call 731-240-1033. For the full menu, visit caricospizza.com.
For nearly 30 years, Cambridge Limited has been the place where West Tennesseans come for their dress clothes needs. We are so thankful for the many customers who have stood by us through the years and allowed us to play such a special role in the biggest moments of their lives. Our customer service is unparalleled, and our tailors work around the clock to ensure that your clothes are custom fit to you. With no suit in the store more than $259, there is something for everybody here at Cambridge. Come and see what we are all about, or give us a call to book your own wedding appointment today at Cambridge.
Is your office or home office in need of a new printer, copier, fax, or multifunction machine? Do you need business cards, envelopes, or office supplies? Are you looking to upgrade to new office furniture? Office World Incorporated in Trenton has been serving all of the Gibson County and the West Tennessee area for over 65 years. Office World is a franchise partner of OfficeZilla. Call today, 731-855-9131, or email officeworldinc@gmail.com.
Are you struggling with lack of libido? Having trouble losing the belly fats? Having trouble sleeping? Lack of daytime energy? I was suffering from all these things, and several months ago, I decided to do something about it. I called Dr. Shannon Bone at Advanced Rehab and Medical. A simple test can change your life. It did for me. So call Dr. Shannon Bowe. Do what I did and ask if BioTE is right for you. You'll be glad you did.
Not too expensive, nothing too fancy, just an authentic Italian family recipe served up piping hot, just like a pizza pie should be. Locally owned and operated Carico's Pizza, home of the $8 lunch special. 2 slices and a drink for just $8. Buy the slice or the 28-inch monster, perfect for the bowl game. Carico's Pizza, 1370 Union University Drive. For catering, call 731-240-1033. For the full menu, visit caricospizza.com.
For nearly 30 years, Cambridge Limited has been the place where West Tennesseans come for their dress clothes needs. We are so thankful for the many customers who have stood by us through the years and allowed us to play such a special role in the biggest moments of their lives. Our customer service is unparalleled, and our tailors work around the clock to ensure that your clothes are custom fit to you. With no suit in the store more than $2.59, there is something for everybody here at Cambridge. Come and see what we are all about, or give us a call to book your own wedding appointment today at Cambridge.
Is your office or home office in need of a new printer, copier, fax, or multifunction machine? Do you need business cards, envelopes, or office supplies? Are you looking to upgrade to new office furniture? Office World Incorporated in Trenton has been serving all of the Gibson County and the West Tennessee area for over 65 years. Office World is a franchise partner of OfficeZilla. Call today, 731-855-9131, or email officeworldinc@gmail.com.
Are you struggling with lack of libido? Having trouble losing the belly fats? Having trouble sleeping? Lack of daytime energy? I was suffering from all these things, and several months ago, I decided to do something about it. I called Dr. Shannon Bowe at Advanced Rehab and Medical. A simple test can change your life. It did for me. So call Dr. Shannon Bowe. Do what I did and ask if BioTE is right for you. You'll be glad you did.
Not too expensive, nothing too fancy, just an authentic Italian family recipe served up piping hot, just like a pizza pie should be. Locally owned and operated Carico's Pizza, home of the $8 lunch special. 2 slices and a drink for just $8. Buy the slice or the 28-inch monster, perfect for the bowl game. Carico's Pizza, 1370 Union University Drive. For catering, call 731-240-1033. For the full menu, visit caricospizza.com.
For nearly 30 years, Cambridge Limited has been the place where West Tennesseans come for their dress clothes needs. We are so thankful for the many customers who have stood by us through the years and allowed us to play such a special role in the biggest moments of their lives. Our customer service is unparalleled, and our tailors work around the clock to ensure that your clothes are custom fit to you. With no suit in the store more than $2.59, there is something for everybody here at Cambridge. Come and see what we are all about, or give us a call to book your own wedding appointment today at Cambridge.
Is your office or home office in need of a new printer, copier, fax, or multifunction machine? Do you need business cards, envelopes, or office supplies? Are you looking to upgrade to new office furniture? Office World Incorporated in Trenton has been serving all of the Gibson County and the West Tennessee area for over 65 years. Office World is a franchise partner of OfficeZilla. Call today, 731-855-9131, or email officeworldinc@gmail.com.
Are you struggling with lack of libido? Having trouble losing the belly fats? Having trouble sleeping? Lack of daytime energy? I was suffering from all these things, and several months ago, I decided to do something about it. I called Dr. Shannon Bowe at Advanced Rehab and Medical. A simple test can change your life. It did for me. So call Dr. Shannon Bowe. Do what I did and ask if BioTE is right for you. You'll be glad you did.
Not too expensive, nothing too fancy, just an authentic Italian family recipe served up piping hot, just like a pizza pie should be. Locally owned and operated Carico's Pizza, home of the $8 lunch special. 2 slices and a drink for just $8. Buy the slice or the 28-inch monster, perfect for the bowl game. Carico's Pizza, 1370 Union University Drive. For catering, call 731-240-1033. For the full menu, visit caricospizza.com.
For nearly 30 years, Cambridge Limited has been the place where West Tennesseans come for their dress clothes needs. We are so thankful for the many customers who have stood by us through the years and allowed us to play such a special role in the biggest moments of their lives. Our customer service is unparalleled, and our tailors work around the clock to ensure that your clothes are custom fit to you. With no suit in the store more than $2.59, there is something for everybody here at Cambridge. Come and see what we are all about, or give us a call to book your own wedding appointment today at Cambridge.
Is your office or home office in need of a new printer?
Talk965.com.
News Talk West Tennessee includes newstalk965.com and News Talk 96.5 FM, covering local news, sports, and weather on an extensive network of platforms, including radio, social media streaming, digital TV, live stream, podcasts, all on your devices. Our local and live weekday lineup includes Daybreak with Greg Wood and G-Unit, Walker Talks with Chuck Walker and Julie Holt, The Dan Reeves Show with Gina Langley and Larry Newman, Dave Ramsey, Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week, UT Vols Sports, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Local, live, News Talk West Tennessee and newstalk965.com. Hear it first on News Talk 96.5 FM. We might be talking about you. The Liberty Crusaders play here. 96.5 FM. News Talk West Tennessee. NewsTalkWCN.com.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Wonder if they'll bring Bill O'Reilly back.
Oh, let's hope not.
Bill O'Reilly was talented, though.
When?
The guy's talented.
Well,
I mean, he is talented. I can listen to a little propaganda if you entertain me just a little bit. I don't know what this is.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Do it live.
But don't.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
For God's sake, though, don't let the teleprompter go out.
Calm down, Bill.
He'll come completely unglued on you. I'm getting eaten alive on the text line because I'm missing phone calls. I jump in right now. And by the way, if anyone has a home remedy for a pinched nerve, please share that with me. I mean, I've had some tremendously talented physicians trying to get me out of pain.
You have
I've been in pain for 2 months, and it's nonstop.
I thought it was more like a week.
No, it's just worn me down, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Steroid injections to, you name it.
With
something to
pain
blur
like
the
that?
vision a little bit.
Right.
So, I mean, all I can take is half of it, or I'm in the floor.
You have to be really
And then
careful.
Larry, who knows what'll happen then? Take
to be
advantage of me.
careful.
Wake up, can't find my underwear. And you get a new hat.
That kind of pain will take over your life.
Yeah,
I mean,
it will.
your whole world can be perfect. The sun can be out, and all you can think about is my neck and my shoulder are just screaming at me.
And it originates in the neck, and it's my right shoulder and arm. It's like I'm being constant, like a knife there that never goes away.
Yes.
And if I turn my head just the wrong way, the neck. So
And people, this is why you don't use the shake weight.
Or shovel gravel.
Yeah. That was pretty stupid.
I'll give you that, Reeves.
Now the shake weight, the way I use it though, Larry, is not seen on TV.
I bet.
I pick up a stinking cow and shake the snot out of the cow.
You mean the milk?
No, the snot.
Do you get the milk for free?
You can milk the cow because that's what you do. Pardon me.
Do you get the milk for free?
No, I'm not after the stinking milk. I'm after
The
a
snot.
nice.
He wants the snot.
Oh.
Jeez. I tell you, Beavis and Butthead rolled into one. I'm after a nice upper body. I think, you see me walking around, you go, there's a guy that works out. I mean,
Are
that's
you
how
gonna show
I
us your
hit the
abs
shake
next?
weight.
He's always talking about his testosterone level.
I'm glad
being
you
like,
brought that up. I need to me talk about that.
2 times I set you up today.
You've been setting me up, Gina, for 30 years.
For a long time.
BioT. People ask me about it. Well, I've been using it 5 years, and I never mind people asking me about, off the air, pardon me, about BioT.
It's good stuff.
Because, I was torn in the beginning because I'm like, this is a great advantage for me. But, it wouldn't be fair for me to sit on that type of information when my client has BioT. It would be unfair.
I'm almost a month out from getting my first dose of pellets, and I see a huge improvement in my energy level and just feeling more like myself. The hot flashes have stopped completely. I can sleep at night. It is the only thing I regret, Danny, is that I didn't do it 5 years ago when I really first started going into menopause and facing a life without estrogen or testosterone.
I'm telling you, and on the flip side of that, there is a thing called menopause, right? You got it, don't you?
No,
Larry?
I don't have menopause.
You don't know anything about that, Larry?
No.
You don't wear a girdle?
No. What would that have to do with menopause?
I read it on the internet.
Oh,
it must be true.
Well, you know everything on the internet's true.
Well,
so.
I read it on Curvy Girl. That's what they're saying about you.
Curvy Girl.
Remember the episode of Seinfeld, the bro?
Yeah.
The bra for men called the bro.
That show is hysterical. I always remember how Ellen used to dance.
Oh, yeah.
Or Elaine, sorry, right?
Elaine, yeah.
Elaine.
Yeah, I started it. Yeah, she corrected it. No, let's let it go. But do you remember the episode when Kramer was dating this black chick and she was going to take him to meet her parents, and he was afraid because he was so white, and he was going to the tanning bed, and he fell asleep in the tanning bed. He got a 3rd-degree burn
with little white eyes.
And that's right. And the show ended when they were ringing the doorbell, and her dad, this big guy, opens the door, and there's Kramer with that idiotic smile of his, red, sunburned, and those 2 little, around his eyes whites. But he looked at his daughter. He said, "I don't see no white boy. I see a damn fool." That was a great show.
It was.
BioT.
Good stuff.
Okay, Gina, a month into it, and you tell a big difference already.
Huge
That's
difference.
awesome. And if you're out there suffering from lack of energy and fatigue during the day, difficulty sleeping at night, reduced mental focus and memory, moody, anxious, depressed, maybe it's weight gain, including increased fat around the midsection.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got a lot of friends that say, look, I eat right, I do some sit-ups, I mix in a jumping jack. But if you're low in testosterone, that could be the problem. The inability to lose weight, regardless of healthy diet and exercise, could be low in testosterone. Decreased muscle strength, muscle and or joint pain, and reduce the dreaded reduced sexual desire and performance.
We don't have to age like our parents did.
That's right. Maybe you have the desire, but you don't have the performance.
That's never been a problem at my house. I'm sorry, I'm bragging a little bit on Sean Langley.
BioT. BioT Langley. Well, the fact is that as we age, studies show that we can lose up to 10% of our hormones each year. I mean, that's a lot once you get past age 35. And low testosterone could be the culprit. The great news is there's an easy fix, well, at least for me. And if he can do it for me, why couldn't he do it for you? BioTE. Now, a lot of you may be going to synthetic shots of testosterone. That can range from 52 to even 156 per year, 1 to 3 times per week, depending on your doctor in his script. Or the creams, that you're talking 730 plus per year. That's 2 times daily for only 4 to 6 hours effectiveness with one application. But the BioT pellets, I do 2 procedures a year. 6 months they last me. It's about a 10-minute process. I go in, they deaden a butt cheek, they insert tiny pellets just under the skin. I'm out of there in 10 minutes, and then I start elevating to that 40,000 feet. That's cruising altitude for me. 6 months later, it's a nice soft landing, and I come in to get repelleted. And it's made a huge difference in my life. Increased energy and muscle strength, greater ability to lose weight, increased mental clarity. You can't tell today, I understand. I feel younger, I feel happier. It's just an overall increase in the quality of life. And that's what it's all about, folks. This is not a dress rehearsal. You got to enjoy life. And if you don't feel good, it's hard to enjoy life.
Exactly. And that's a vicious circle.
I have enjoyed tremendous health, ridiculously good health. And now I got this pinch nerve. Jeez. As soon as I get that thing taken care of, I'm going to really appreciate having a 1,200 testosterone level, just like when I was 23. I tell you, I got a 6-pack. And I'm not talking about
Bud Light.
Bud Light. I'm talking about at 55. I can't tell the difference, except the knowledge that I pick up on things from simply living on Earth. Because I'm aware.
You are?
I'm aware. You're shaking your head. It's a microphone there.
Yeah.
It's not for looks, big guy.
We're on television.
Yeah, we are there too.
You're talking, I'm listening.
But Bob Barker was on TV too. He didn't lay his mic down and walk up and say, well, we're on TV. You need some BioT, big guy. I'm telling you. Change your life. You willing? Hello?
Hello?
Is anybody out there?
I might try it.
You sound shaky.
It'll change your life, Larry.
Change your life. Your cats will appreciate it.
We'll appreciate it.
I'm telling you, we'll appreciate it. Call 731-503-8254 and ask if BioTE is right for thee. 731-503-8254. BioT. All testosterone replacement is not the same. We're talking about the absolute miraculous. It's amazing what happens when science and when technology and
medicine,
yeah, for sure,
trying to help
come
you
together. So I'll latch onto that, but it is amazing when this comes together. BioT. Whew, if they can do it for me, why can't they do it for you?
Yeah, you want youth wasted on you, not on the youth.
I want youth. Yeah, they say youth is wasted on the young, Larry. I want it wasted on me. You with me?
I'm with you.
This comes in and says, Dear Dan, give me a deal on BioT. Okay, you got it. Big Bill, signed Big Bill.
What you doing over there, Dan?
Text line. I'm trying to read some of these before we read them on the air.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'll have to edit them. The phone number to get in, sponsored by CWA Development. They specialize in commercial and residential renovation and restoration. And they just did some work for you, Gina, right?
They did. I was spoiled. I was treated like a VIP. I had a leak upstairs, and the drywall came crashing through the downstairs into the kitchen and dining room right before Easter. And CWA Restoration came out and patched these giant holes in my ceiling after the plumber fixed the leak, so that I didn't have to have a gaping hole in the ceiling in the dining room on Easter Sunday, or for my little grandbabies hunting Easter eggs the Friday before.
I just got a text from JT Langley.
You did?
Thanks for coming to my party. Thanks for the gift.
That's a sweet guy.
He's 18 years old today, Larry. He's more thoughtful than you are. And how old are you? 118? That's what I'm saying. 68?
Yeah.
Jeez. You don't look 68. I was thinking 88.
We're going to get you some bio-tea, Larry.
You need some. Bio-tea is right for thee. You trust me, don't you? Trust me. I'm not a doctor.
But he did stay in a Holiday Inn Express.
I did. The phone number to get in is 731-265-6496. Let's open it up, and I apologize for missing those calls. I'm telling you, folks, if you've not had a pinched nerve in your neck that runs down into your right arm and shoulder, then I don't want to hear about it, okay? I mean, I need some sympathy for this, or at least... did I say symphony or sympathy? I'm not real sure.
Sympathy.
The Jackson sympathy. All right, let's go to the phone line, 731-265-6496. And you're up next with us here live on News Talk 96.5. You're on the air. Go.
Hey, guys. How are you?
David, is that you, sir, ma'am?
No, it's Miss David. I don't appreciate that.
Miss
Listen,
David, sorry.
I didn't see you Saturday, Dan. What happened?
I saw you first.
Well, we had a good crowd. Had a real good crowd.
Thanks,
Rick showed out. I don't know what happened. He got into it with some of the girls. I don't know what he did. He shows out. Then he does not know how to act around a crowd. But anyway,
I've noticed.
Had a good time at the Weenie Roast. And how's things going there at the station?
Everything's going well today. It's we seem to. I think we're going to be okay today.
Well, you know, we got the free back rubs. I think something's going on about the school system, but I'm not part of that back rub deal. They've got their own back rubs. So we're not doing that. I don't know what happened. We give the free back rub and foot massage with every pedicure. So wait a minute. I'm on the phone now. Don't you start.
Oh, here he goes.
Don't you start. Now listen. I'm talking about the back rub.
Is that Rick?
Foot massage.
Is that Big Rick? David.
Baby, I'm on the phone. Do you mind? They don't. Listen, baby, I'm on the phone. Let me talk.
Yeah.
I'll rub your back when we get off the phone, darling.
Rub his
Go
front.
get the bathtub. I'll be in there in a minute. Dan, let me get him in the bathtub, darling.
Yeah. That's.
What's going on?
I don't know why she.
How come her to still be girlfriends and all with him? He mean to her.
She says it's for the times when he's good to her.
Yeah, when he's good to her, he must be great. You know what I mean? Or him, Miss Davids. That's. They need to see a counselor. Really
I
do.
don't know just what transpired. What happened?
Miss Davids, and Big Rick, evidently was. I mean, she'll call. He'll. Well, what pronoun? She'll call in, and she can't even get a phone call in without Big Rick
in the background.
Yeah, starting in on her, and I don't know why he stays with him or she stays with. You know what I mean? I would just leave. It's got to be a trauma bond.
Could be.
Wouldn't you think?
Some people are just attracted to the
Stockholm syndrome. I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm not a counselor, but
you've been to one.
Oh man. Yeah. Hey, Mulligan's Jackson.com. Man, they got some great dinners down there. Chicken and wild rice. I know it's on the lunch menu as well. That's one of my favorites at Mulligan's. Good. And here's some. Pardon?
It's good.
It is good.
It's good. Pardon me. Fried green tomatoes. Great news.
Yum.
The fried green tomato baskets. They're famous at Mulligan's. $6 all day.
Wow.
All day, every day. And tomorrow, let me get so you know what's on the lunch menu tomorrow is corned beef and cabbage. Now, chicken and wild rice always on that lunch menu along with country fried steak with farm fresh veggies. That's the two bookends. It's always going to be there. Mulligan's, Jackson.com. It's a Jackson favorite. best Bloody Marys in town. Mary and her two boys, her family, really, it's a family-owned and operated restaurant, and you'll absolutely love it. The dinner specials are there, and they're tremendous. MulligansJackson.com. And I tell you I'm thinking tonight for dinner, if you've not tried the Cluckin' Burger, geez, Mulligan's, their hamburgers are way underrated because they've got so many great items in the menu. Sometimes, like, a hamburger can get lost. The Mully Burger is hand-patted, huge, with a great bun. It's got a kind of a sweet taste to it. I don't know what they do with that thing. Mary's not going to tell me. But the Cluckin' Burger, they put a fried egg on it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, with fresh lettuce and tomato and whatever. Doll it up however you want to. It is so stinking good. And I get it with tater tots.
There you go.
And I say, well, you make them a little extra crispy. And they do it. They don't say, you get whatever we want to do with it. Like, you know, some people, you can
Be 45 minutes.
What do you mean? What do you mean? We can't do a half Coke, half Diet Coke. Huh? How do you do that? I say, you hit it. Diet Coke till it's half full, then you fill the rest up with Coke. They say, oh, we can't do that. I was like, why? A company policy. I was like, can I speak to the manager? He's asleep. MulligansJackson.com. And brunch on Saturdays and Sundays at Mulligan's, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, that's pretty nice.
You know, it's hard to find a good place to have brunch.
Yeah, it
really
is. Yeah, ask Larry. He can't even have brunch in Arkansas anymore. Mulligan's at 1364 Union University Drive. Oh, Larry, it's I know that sucks. Have to look so hard for a place to have brunch.
What are you doing over there right now?
Can you all hear this on the air?
What are you doing over there, Dan?
Well, I'm thumbing through my notes. I've got, I keep a lot of notes. Did you know that?
We've noticed.
Yeah.
He's got an encyclopedia full of notes.
Boy, I tell you. Oh, I know what I want to tell you about.
He does.
Jonathan told me her name, but I can't remember. But they've got a new instructor or a new professional down at the range, Jackson's only indoor shooting range.
Right.
Have you met her yet?
I haven't, but Jonathan, we were talking about that the other day.
And I haven't gotten by there in the last month or so because my pinched nerve, and I've got to get by there because I love to go by the range. You don't have to even check. I don't have to call Larry up and say, is it going to rain today? Because I don't care. It's indoors. It's Jackson's only indoor shooting range. And inside the range, for Mother's Day, by the way, if you want to, if mom likes to shoot, and there's plenty, you carry. There's a lot of neat items in the range store.
Yes, there are.
Gear for mom's gun. Mrs. America, I mean,
Heck yeah.
It's no lady. It's my wife.
It's one of my favorite songs. I love it.
That's you ever go to the range, Larry?
No.
John and Gina went not long ago. It's a wonderful place. Date night at the range.
Yeah. It's fun.
Break the monotony.
Okay.
Well, you got to start dating before it becomes monotonous.
Hey, he's on Curvy Women or Curvy
that's
Girls.
Right.
Curvy Girls.
Take a curvy girl down there, Larry.
Take a curvy girl, Larry.
If you want to have a lot of fun, say, hey, hon, would you go get the Target?
No, with curvy girls, you say, after
Didn't
this,
you
we're
come
gonna
in
go
here
have
with
dinner.
somebody? No.
Ain't seen him. They said, what's that fella's name you came in with? There wasn't no fella. It's a joke, Larry.
Yeah.
But
I got it.
You got it.
But did you guys have fun, Gina, at the range?
We did. It's just fun to do something different. There's not a lot of entertainment options when it's chilly in the evening in West Tennessee, and that's the perfect place to go. Yeah, during the week.
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
Something different.
Well, it's the only indoor shooting range and training facility in Jackson. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Got plenty of time. And then on Sundays from 1 till 6. You can check on the membership. And if you mention the Dan Reeves Show or Chuck Walker, I mention News Talk 96.5, you get a free handgun carry course. It's worth, $45 at the range.
The knowledge is priceless.
Hero membership, weekday family membership, and also they have classes. And if you go to the website, go to therange.com, you'll see all the classes and how to sign up. Go to therange.com. Go to therange.com. Chip Holland, the man, and Chip is a great American. Go to therange.com. They're located on North Highland Avenue, not far from us here. The official address, so you can type it in at GPS, is 2310 North Highland in Jackson. The Range. Go to therange.com. Jeez.
Shoulder.
I need a sensual massage. I went to Bogey. Not sensual, but Bogey's the best.
He is he's the best masseuse.
Bogey's Dream Studio.
Ever.
Some massages turn into nightmares.
Yes, they do.
Bogey's, it is a dream. He uses those hot stones. You ever had a hot stone massage later?
Yes, I have.
It's wonderful.
Oh, man. Did you have it like after brunch or something? Yeah. I mean, Bogey's Dream Studio is fantastic. We got some giveaways from Bogey's. We're going to start later this week.
So exciting.
Telling you, man, it is fan-stinking-tastic. Want to thank Gene Langley Ford from the Gene Langley Ford Studios. Yep, it's 3500 Eastern Drive in Humboldt. GeneLangleyFord.com. And don't forget now that complimentary concierge service. They'll pick your vehicle up from your office or your home if you're within a 15-mile radius of Gene Langley Ford at no cost. Take it into the service department. Maybe it's an oil change. And then deliver it right back to you with it. Oil change. And sometimes Gene does it.
Yeah, he's been busy.
That's what you do when you're locally owned and operated. CWA Developments, and Gina, you said they got busy, so you didn't miss Easter dinner.
Exactly.
Because you were having coffee with John, and it was not only cream in your coffee, you had some ceiling in your coffee.
Drywall come tumbling down. Yeah.
Yeah, John Mellencamp had a song, When a Drywall Comes Tumbling Down. Remember that?
I remember it.
No, you don't. That's such a thing. It was just when the walls come tumbling down. But in this case, the drywall. And
yeah, it wasn't a good day. Actually, it started with water from the plumbing upstairs. and a little mini lake in the dining room.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they came out, so I didn't have a gaping hole in the ceiling for Easter.
Yeah, that would have, and plus, you don't want the kids sitting there coloring Easter eggs and they get hit right, the bridge of the nose with part of the ceiling.
Thank you.
Because you get a lawsuit, even from a grandkid.
Nah,
They say, let's cash in here on GG. CWA Developments, 731-503-9598. 80 years of experience. Commercial and residential maintenance, restoration, and renovation. Plumbing, gutter, roof, and window repair and cleaning. 731-503-9598. Well, this is going to about do it for us today.
I hope you feel better, Dan.
Me too. I tell you.
Get you better.
And I got plenty of. Okay, now I'm going to get in trouble for these texts that I missed with some home remedies. Look, I'm going to do better tomorrow. I promise. I promise.
Well, you've been in a lot of pain, and that is just misery.
Let me try to get some of these in because people take the time to type these up, and then here I am missing them. From the Advanced Rehab and Medical text line, the shooting, they're asking about the shooting. It was at Burger Barn, and they asked what caused it. Did special orders upset them? Hopefully, don't make light of that, but from the Advanced Rehab and Medical text line, this one says, there you go, Dan. This is what I was talking about the other day. Larry said it was 61 outside right now, and it feels like 61. So go outside and see what 61 actually feels like. So the next time it's 55 and it feels like 61, you know what 61 actually feels like. What's that about? Is that one of your fans?
That's perplexing.
See, you've got them brainwashed. You get them over emotional, and then I can't say anything. They attack me.
About the weather.
You're clones. You're stinking clones.
Just deal with it, folks. Deal with it.
No, they're attacking me on your behalf. What do you mean? You see, he's attacking. He don't even know what he's doing. He's just Larry's weather clones. Everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it.
Exactly.
Right? From the Advanced Rehab and Medical text line.
What we got going on, Dan?
It says, John says, the United States Incorporated, we the people is that far.
Huh?
It's signed by John. I'm not sure. From the Advanced Rapid Medical text line. Hey, you know what? You know what I've done with homeschool, the homeschool method that I do with our independent learning? I've opened the Mystery School of Transformative Modes of Operation and Application Development. It's worldwide, baby. Yeah. Also, in the Web 3.0, y'all check out my network soon. I'll look for a commercial.
What in the world?
I'm not sure. I'm just reading them.
Okay.
This one says, dude, it's kind of strange that everything you guys are talking about is precisely what I've been blogging about and emailing. Hey, I'm being copycatted from some template that was created using my data without my knowledge.
Okay.
I sent that to Larry. Sorry.
Now we have art or something.
Okay, it says this has been uploading for a month. No, when it says live now, just click on it. We just added our own server for storage.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever did the screenshot in section, they want to go back. You can go to our social media page like Facebook and watch the shows, like earlier shows, and watch this one in its entirety. But I know what you said on the website. Because of our storage, we had to add a server. It was added last week. And so we're working on that for you. But thank you for your your interest. We really appreciate it.
We do appreciate y'all.
But I got a pinched nerve. Get off my stinking mic. No, really, we make it as easy as we can. Thank you so much for all the texts and the calls, and had a great time today. And hope you all have a wonderful night. We got Memphis Grizzlies tonight as well.
Yes, we do. Go Grizzlies.
Larry, you a Grizz fan?
Oh yeah.
They're in Los Angeles tonight too,
Yeah,
right?
Are you really?
Yeah, I like them.
They're in trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Nah, they're just down 2-1.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and they're
but
in Los
and they don't have
Angeles
home court advantage.
And LeBron's
They've
gonna
lost
be
it.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, look, I like your attitude, though. I really
Being an
do.
optimist.
Yeah, it tips off at 9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Pre-game starts at 8:30 right here on News Talk 96.5. Lakers are favored by 4.5 tonight. If the Lakers win tonight, they would take a commanding 3-1 lead. Who could have imagined the Grizzlies, who at one time this year had the best record in the West, the best record in the NBA, and a number 2 seed would be bounced in the first round.
Yeah,
but they're in a lot of danger right now. They get two big injuries and staring right in the face of a suspension.
Oh.
That's going to do it for us today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We hope you have a wonderful evening. And the Grizz, again, pregame tonight with the Memphis Grizzlies. They're at the LA Lakers, Game 4 of the NBA Western Conference first round matchup. Gina, I love you. Great to see you.
Love you, Dan.
Love you, Larry.
Love you too.
He didn't sound convincing.
He did not. For Larry Newman, for Gina Langley, my name is Deanne Reeves. Have a wonderful evening. Daybreak tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with Greg and the G Units, followed by Julie Holtz. Julie said it from 8 to 10, and Walker Talks with Chuck Walker. Dave Ramsey follows at 1, and then we're back in here tomorrow afternoon, 3 to 6. It's 61 degrees, 43 overnight. Not going to be as cold as last night. Geez, it was cold last night.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
News this hour from Town Hall.